welcome to tonight's episode of Critical Role, a show where a bunch of us nerdy-ass voice actors play Dungeons & Dragons. So sorry for the delay, a few technical errors, but we've pushed through them. Let's go ahead and get this show on the road first with your announcements.
Yeah, I have like 2-3 really quick announcements. Number one is tomorrow we're going to be starting early and for some special programming because you guys tweeted at us and told us that you wanted us to. So Erica and Josephine are going to be playing Tomb Raider at 1 p.m. tomorrow. That's not on our schedule, but you guys wanted us to do it. And Amy's going to come out and join them because Amy's really excited about the game too. So those wonderful ladies will be playing that at 1. And then we have Taliesin joining us for Group Hug tomorrow. Yay! I'm sure you guys heard Hector yelling at you in that nice little ad that we had. And the last announcement that I have is that we will be a sub-only chat tonight. This is not something that we tried holding off as long as we possibly could, but we've had a lot of requests from people to try it. So we're going to try it out tonight, see how it goes. If it goes well, we might end up staying with it. But we really didn't want to because we wanted to keep this as open as possible. But we've been getting a lot of requests too, so we're going to give it a shot and see how that goes. And just want to let you guys know that was up.
Yeah, thank you.
That's all I got.
So I guess so the show is a grand experiment, and now tonight's chat room will be a grand experiment. We'll see how things pan out. So definitely let us know how that works for you guys after the show. We'll pass that feedback on or let Zach know. So anyway, welcome to our crazy show. We have some announcements to give at the top of this too. First, I guess first I could say tonight we have a special guest Skyping in from New York as she finished shooting early. We have Ashley Johnson will be joining us tonight as Pike.
Maybe.
She's almost to scale as Pike right now. It's kind of fun.
Yes. How's the weather in New York?
Oh, it's just really cold and rainy, but
Sounds divine.
it's good. It's good. I've missed you guys so bad.
We miss you, Ashley.
Miss you too.
So much.
I'm so glad you could join us tonight. You guys are in for a treat for watching how Dungeon Master incorporates a character suddenly in the middle of the
Or fails at it.
or fails at it. We'll see.
He
doesn't know how to
Guess what? And told me what was going on, and I was like, can I play? He said, yeah, you can play. Let me plan real quick.
Yeah. So appreciate your understanding of the delay, but
If you could survive the Extra Life game.
yeah, it's
you
true.
could
It's true. Maintaining a narrative, that's the hard part. Okay.
Never could forget.
This is true.
Never forget. The deck of many things.
The deck of many things ruins
Never
everything. Oh my god. All right, so next announcement, as part of our Spotify playlists being put up on the website, each person has been creating Spotify playlists around their character. This week, Keyleth went live on the website.
Yeah.
About that, I've had good feedback on it so far.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. So I
music
think,
and stuff.
yeah, go listen to it. It's kind of like what Laura said last week. It's
Right?
like weird because it's kind of like a vulnerable soft spot, but yeah.
I like it.
Druidy songs. Go check them out.
Goodness.
Where do they go to do that? At the Geek and Sundry website?
Geek and Sundry website.
Songs to mulch by.
Or you can, if you follow Geek and Sundry on Spotify, you can find all of our Spotify playlists.
Right,
On there,
but you
so.
should go to
But you
Geek
should go
and
to Geek and
Sundry's
Sundry.
website because we each wrote.
Yeah.
You should
We
do
each
that.
There's a
wrote little
link.
descriptions.
I'm here to ruin everything. I'm here to ruin
And
everything.
we've had
We wrote
people
little
spoil
descriptions.
themselves.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
you,
we
you
wrote
should
little
you should read
descriptions.
our notes.
That's
We have
why
liner
we put
notes.
things, and we also each picked out some of our favorite fan arts that
Yeah,
we've got.
we picked those ones out. So
Yeah, so those are our
Travis is
fan
fed
art
up with it. He had to
galleries.
He's done.
Done with
He's
this
out.
shit.
Travis is
Grab
like,
one of those playlists right now.
We lost the grog, gained an Ashley. I'm okay with that. All right, cool. So next up, we still have Wormwood has their Critical Role set up for you guys who want to buy really, really awesome, nice and pricey upper tier geek stuff. Like
There's some
hold your awesome
affordable
bronze
ones.
mint.
There's definitely affordable options on there
Yeah,
as well.
And
not
it's
all
Christmas
crazy
coming up,
expensive.
man.
It's a wide spectrum.
I really, yeah.
Their website is
They're nice.
Wormwood Gaming, and the code that'll get you free shipping on an order is Crit Roll. Crit Roll, all one word.
One word. Awesome. A couple of things. Also, we tonight are putting. We don't have pikes because there was a kind of surprise, but we have new art by our official artist Kit Buss for all the character portraits we'll be using tonight.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're really good.
They're up.
They're up. They're below us.
Yeah, they're
So you can see them?
You can see the
I'm
thing.
so excited.
It's our-
I'm looking down at it right now.
Thank you so much, Kit. We're really excited about that.
I look,
I have sideburns.
Wonderful.
I
We
look
look hot.
pink
Yeah.
and proud.
You also are kind
You
of
look more
scruffy.
badass.
I'm a little scruffy. I've seen some shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Grog has a beard. Look at Grog and his beard over there.
Grog
Look at that.
looks good with
But-
that beard.
damn good.
No, it'd be
Down.
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 Be
Down.
down.
the
Yeah,
bottom.
down.
He's over there.
He's down into our left.
Yeah, they kind of have it in order as to
Oh,
what we're
really? I
sitting.
can't see it.
Well, it's not there
It's
either.
underneath the table.
Oh, right, that's
That's
Ashley.
Ashley.
What,
That's-
what
why
am
would
I
you
doing?
look-
I don't know why I thought that
All
was
screens have our show on.
right? Every single one.
Everything.
Ever.
You take over. Great. Next announcement is for all you waiting for the Critmas episode. I know that they divided the recent upload into 2 different parts. The Critmas being its own kind of individual upload. I've been told that goes up tomorrow. So those of you who are, where is the episode? It'll be up there tomorrow for you to watch, and you get to see all the amazing things that a bunch of fans made and sent out, and all the lovey-dovey awesome connection stuff that we stayed here till midnight last week having fun with. So check it out tomorrow. It's a lot of fun.
Still haven't photographed mine.
All right. Also, let's see. Reminder: we have awesome T-shirts online, like the one in the chat that Travis is wearing. It's been one of those days. Talison's also wearing it.
Yes.
And the newer one that Laura is wearing. Those are available.
awesome.
We also have the keychains
Pretty cool.
and the necklaces too. So those are cool. Those are up. Games that came out this week. Fallout 4 came out this week, as I'm sure many of you are aware.
Nope.
We've all been
Never
playing
heard
it.
of it. Never heard of it.
Thing.
Or foam at the mouth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who's in it? Who's in it? Matt, you're in it.
Way too late every night playing it.
Every night.
Is it just Matt? Is that?
Yeah, who else is in it?
Who else
Anyone
is in
else?
it?
I'm not in it.
I'm
I
not
was-
I'm not in
I'm
it.
not in
Are
it.
you
It's
in
just
it?
Matt?
The dog.
Because that actually is a dog voice.
I did
Somebody
enough
did a dog
voices for
voice.
New Vegas.
I'm not
Yeah,
in Fallout.
I was
like,
I was
no,
all
no
over
more.
New Vegas as well. So
I
they,
was-
That's right.
They cut-
Yeah.
they cut me out.
That's
Yeah.
probably
We recently found you, though.
yeah in the game.
I
Okay.
haven't
And what's
found you
funny
yet.
was his character starts McCready. He starts
McCready,
bitching
yeah.
at you for picking up a lot of junk, which Matt does to me in real life. And so yeah, Matt was like,
2 fronts.
"Wait,
She
really?"
can't escape.
I was getting it from 2 fronts. I'm like, God damn it!
It's okay.
I feel your pain, man.
I'm a straight up
This is a
hoarder in
pack rat.
Fallout.
Watching them
I'm a
play,
hoarder. I'm
play
the same thing.
Fallout
Like, it's
is
all useful.
adorable.
I need
but
more
it's
toy
just
cars.
horrifying.
I don't have enough screws.
I need screws.
Screws are fucking hard to come by.
Getting you to like
right?
not
need
collect
screws.
You
clipboards.
do
don't
need
need 300 coffee
Because that's the only way you can
don't
upgrade your
need-
guns.
It's only.
This
and where the fuck
is
is
the
dirty water?
entertainment you subscribe for.
I don't have to do this on this show almost ever, but let's go, guys. Come
Okay,
on.
sorry.
Yeah. So anyway, I play McCready and Z114.
And
Institute-based stuff.
BlizzCon. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting
okay,
there.
getting there.
Also, a bunch of us went to BlizzCon this past weekend, which had a lot of fun panels and stuff, and we met a whole bunch of critters that were there as well.
So many critters.
It was really, really cool. We had kind of an impromptu signing for a while, and we had a bunch of great positive conversations with a bunch of you cool people. So those who came out and said hello, hello. It was great meeting you all.
Thanks for seeing us.
Nice to see you.
We had a good time. It was fun. And Liam was all over BlizzCon. You were Mr. BlizzCon
Yes,
this
I
year.
was prom queen at BlizzCon.
It was pretty rad. All right, a couple of last things. Today, a few of us went with other fantastic hosts on our Twitch channel network to the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles and handed over our donation from the Extra Life charity we've been doing for the past month or so that you guys made happen. It was incredible to see the outreach everyone put into it, and we ended up handing over, was it pretty much $115,000
Yeah.
to the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles.
Well
and
Congratulations, you guys.
congratulations, you guys. Woo! It's a
And the
wonderful
hospital was
facility.
amazing.
Yeah.
It was a
It was-
good
yeah,
hospital.
such a great tour. They
Yeah.
have so many creative things that I've never seen in hospitals. I got kids, or would have thought they had a room for teenagers. It was kind of cool. And
With
had
foosball.
teenage stuff in it. It was
Well,
awesome.
Yeah.
They have a giveaway library where they give a book to a kid every day.
With little toadstools.
Give
Yeah.
out 32,000 books a year.
Yeah.
Not lend, give books to kids.
Yes.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking about that later, but we're probably going to be, they apparently have a book wish list.
Yeah.
So we're going to be getting that from them and sharing it to you guys because these people need books.
Okay.
Wait, what
Thank
the
you guys so
heck? How
much for being a
money?
part of it.
Hundred-
$115,000.
What? Because I saw the check on my iPad, and I thought it said 15. I was like, wow, that's so much money. Holy crap! There's an extra one in front of that.
Um,
Guys,
so yeah, that's you guys. You guys are incredible.
Yeah.
And last but not least, we have an announcement. Do you guys want to handle this one?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, high
Ah,
five.
high five.
We're high fiving and no one knows about what we're high fiving over. Yeah, so we have a fun new announcement for everybody. Aren't you excited?
I'm ready to
Are you
announce it.
excited? You're so ready.
What is it?
Crazy.
Okay, so Critical Role is finally getting a weekly comic strip.
Ah!
Yes.
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 I'm famous!
Yes.
I did it!
You've made it.
I did it!
We're getting a comic, you guys. It's starting off as a comic strip. So, and it's going to be coming
In newspapers everywhere?
in newspapers everywhere, online.
On
if
internets
the website
everywhere.
is named geekandsundry.com.
Okay.
GeekandSundry.com.
So everywhere. Yes, and so it's going to be starting next Wednesday. They're going to be releasing weekly on Wednesdays.
I love it.
Wow.
And
Sorry.
the
We've got work to
first-
do.
I know.
I know, it's crazy.
The first run that we're going to be doing, they're going to be kind of semi-episodic, I guess, like loose storyline, little
Like a comic
vignettes.
strip, like a
comic
Doonesbury. You
strip
should get little segments that all lead up into like a larger
into a
image.
larger thing. And the first storyline is going to be our Winter's Crest Festival. So it'll be thematic. It'll go all the way up till Christmas. And our first artist is the amazing Wendy Green, Wendy Doodles. So we're going to be switching out artists as we go through different story arcs, and Wendy's our
She's
first one.
going to be telling the story of our very first winter festival.
Our very first, yeah.
Which is kind of, should we tell them, is kind of also mixed with other events in Critical Role history. So
Yes.
it all,
You'll see.
you'll see. It'll be fabulous.
It'll be fun.
Much to come.
Much to come.
Many hats.
But definitely go check that out because once again,
Not yet, though.
the more
Doesn't
people,
exist.
Next week.
Not yet. Next week.
It's
Because
up
the
next
more
week?
next week's the
Next
first
week.
one goes out on
Holy.
Wednesday. So the more people who go and look at it, the more
Newspapers
we get later.
it'll be in.
I think
Exactly.
people are going to check that
Go
one out.
go check it out, because the more people who check it out, the more likely they are to say this deserves to be an entire comic book with
Which we
Big
like
dreams,
those
Taliesin.
too.
Big dreams.
Yeah.
animation and craziness and
Right, yes.
hyperlinks and all sorts of things.
Yeah, we want to make more content for everyone.
Yes.
So if you like the content and go look at the content, that shows that we could possibly do more
We
content.
enjoy doing this.
Yes.
That's what we're
We
saying.
want to see how far this ship will sail.
So yeah, I think that's all our announcements.
Maybe it'll ship to New York.
Hey.
There you
Hey, I had to try.
go.
So good to have you here.
Oh,
I know, I'm so glad you could be here, Ashley.
Man, I wish I were there in person.
Me
but
too.
Soon.
Soon.
Okay, you got your dice and your character sheets ready?
Soon.
Ready.
You got your gear, Johnson?
You ready?
I got my gear. I'm so nervous. I'm so excited. I'm like, I don't know how to play anymore.
It's like falling off a bicycle. It's easy.
So,
Yeah.
with that, let's go ahead and kick back into the mood of the current venture into Whitestone. Now,
Okay, here we go.
the party of Vox Machina, having traveled across Taldore to the city of Whitestone to seek a pair of seemingly vicious and evil individuals known as Lord and Lady Briarwood, members of the past that Percy's family fell to so many years ago, leaving what he thought was the sole survivor to the Dorolo family. Upon coming to Whitestone, finding its people downtrodden and oppressed by the Briarwood rule, as well as the cutthroats and mercenaries that they had brought along with them when they took the city, now given lordship and plots of land and rule over this entire town, the word began to spread of possible new rebellion as you trudged through the town, leaving burned marks, burned houses, and very, very slaughtered people in the process, very bad people. As these murmurs began to continue to roll and coalesce, you spoke to a number of individuals in the city that were involved in previous failed rebellions and seemed to build up what may be the last chance for Whitestone. As part of this, information was revealed that Percy's thought dead sister Cassandra still existed within the castle and had been what people thought the only living Dorolo and bastion of hope in the city. Now there were two. Upon triggering the initiation of this, the party split. Scanlan Shorthalt running to one of the nobles, while the rest of the party went to the other to set a diversion
Oh my god, it
at the
was
same
amazing.
time. may not have worked as intended, but it definitely worked as we had an epic Bard versus Goliath rainstorm rooftop showdown. And the rest of the party made their way into Count Leary's home, destroyed his vampiric self, and got some information out of the guards before escaping into the town, which has now gone into chaos. Many of the townsfolk have become the militia that they've been preparing to be. Armored with whatever they could find, they managed to take down a number of the large hulking zombie giant guardians throughout the city. Many lives were lost in the process, and the battle is ongoing. As you rushed towards the center of the town to check in on the Sun Tree, finding all the previous bodies that resembled the members of Vox Machina cut from its boughs, you saw swarming in towards the center of the city a large horde of skeletal undead clattering forth into the dark. As the sun has now set over the horizon, the rain beginning to pour heavily into the center of the town. There was efforts meant to keep the army at bay as you all rushed towards the west to escape the immediate fray. And that was where we left off last session.
Shit.
We fucking run.
We
Are
turned
we
tail.
still
on
running? Are we still running away, or are we
We
already?
just got to the tree line, right?
You guys haven't gotten the tree line yet, no.
Oh, Jesus.
We are still
heading
running.
out of town.
There's a shitload of skeletons behind
Are
us.
they
and a
like right
couple
behind us? I'm still
undead
riding Trinket.
Giants.
At this time, you are on Trinket. The rest of you are running through the muddy streets. Your feet are slick against the ground, and you have to catch yourself every now and then from not tumbling forward.
Dust of trace, I suppose.
Yes.
Are the skeletons still behind us? Can we see them? Or are
As
they-
you glance over, they're just now starting to pour from the town square itself, and it was hard to see the exact number, but it was, from your perspective in the darkened kind of just post sunset light, you didn't see the end of it.
Triple digits.
Possibly, from what you can tell. In the middle of the chaos and rushing, there was a zombie giant behind you that did manage to finish off some of the villagers before coming after you. In your haste and escape, through the help of a few of you individuals, you managed to tear it down, slaughtering it as it gave chase through the city street. As you guys are now looking behind and seeing this undead horde pouring into the central road that you're traveling along, you hear a voice ring out from the other direction towards where you guys are running. For a second, it's hard to make out what it is, but the voice is suddenly readily familiar. It says, "There! Run! Aid them!" And as you guys glance away from the army and back towards the pathway you're traveling, you see what looks to be about 10 armed villagers. Various pieces of armor, some nicer than others, some have seen some use over time, but nevertheless serviceable and functional. You see at the front of them, Brother Yenin. Keeper Yenin is at the front of them, armored up, shield at his side, holding aloft the holy symbol of Arathis in his hand, and they're all just running towards you guys.
Oh jeez.
We can't leave.
No,
Wait,
can I
we
trail
can't leave.
behind on Trinket and try to cast Conjure Barrage at the incoming skeleton?
You probably have to slow down to do that because you're a good, probably 50, 60 feet away from them, fly a little further. You guys are moving faster than them, so even the chase, they're not very quick entities.
So we're 50 or 60 feet away from the skeletons, and how far are we away from the villages? That are coming the other
They're
direction?
about 100 feet from you and closing.
I would advise bringing them with us instead of stopping.
But all the villagers that aren't in armor are still in town.
Shit happens.
Let's
I'm running
find out what
back.
happens.
I'm going back towards the skeletons.
You're
making
I
a
was carrying you.
daring-
You're on Trinket with me, aren't you? Can he carry both
No,
of us?
I was pulling about the arm.
I break from Vax's grasp and start running back.
Go ahead and
I
make
hold
either an
back
ask.
too,
This
and
is,
I
this
wanna-
is heavily breaking a grapple, so.
I do want to trail back a little on Trinket and try to cast Conjure Barrage as we're running.
Okay, so Trinket begins to turn around. You're fighting. It would be either acrobatics or athletics versus your athletics.
Athletics.
Athletics. Ooh, I rolled an 18.
5.
With that, the slick rain across her forearm, she squeaks her arm out from your grasp, and with that moment, you feel her disappear as she rushes back towards
You never
this
could keep a
undead
lady.
onslaught.
I immediately pivot around and follow.
Okay.
Ditto.
All
I
right.
start conjuring up a 4th level flaming sphere.
Okay. Do keep in mind you still have call lightning coming, so you'd be losing the call lightning this time.
Flaming sphere.
Okay. So with that, the darkened clouds that had gathered begin to slowly disperse as you begin to focus, running forward. As you are charging, using the momentum, the air around you begins to slowly grow and ignite before a ball of flame bursts into your peripheral and you can control it at will.
Okay. How far away is the horde?
At this point now, they're about 30 feet away. Since you went right back towards them, as opposed to running away.
Am I in front of her, or is she?
You're now just because you gave chase shortly after she ran off, so you guys are about tandem. You'll probably
Okay, here's my question. Are they like funneling down one main
street
street?
currently, yeah.
How wide is that street?
about 20 feet.
Okay, with kind of my flaming sphere hovering above me, I'm gonna throw up a wall of stone.
Okay, wait, not before I shoot my conjure barrage, because I said I wanted to fucking do it before
Do
you
the
did
conjure
that.
barrage first.
All right, so Conjure Barrage. What
Conjure barrage
Don't
first.
fucking block my arrows.
what's the distance on Conjure Barrage?
I think it's 60. It's a 60-foot cone.
Okay, then you can definitely attempt that.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you create the sphere and it's kind of rolling to your side, as you begin to concentrate, look over your shoulder and you see Trinket running up, just mud slung as each one of his claws begins digging into the earth, pulling him forward. On its back, you see Vex pull out an arrow, pull back and concentrate. The arrow itself seems to split and shatter in her hand, almost like the wood itself divides into 5 or 6 different shards.
Awesome.
As you release the arrow, it bursts into a funneling cloud of sharp wooden splinters that just fires out from the front of you. What's the DC on that spell?
It would be 15.
15 DC, and is that Dex?
Dexterity, yeah.
Dexterity. Alrighty.
He's just got to roll for 100 skeletons.
I know, no problem.
For ones that are in range would be about 12 at that point.
Only 12.
Okay, so given the average of rolls there, the explosion of splinters just shoots outward, just completely disintegrating the first row of about 5 or 6 of them. About 5 or 6 past them, get a bunch of splintering their bone, their rib cages shatter open, and they try and move forward before they collapse in on their own structure and scatter into the mud. Let's say you destroyed 10 of them.
Okay.
You can still see about 50 or 60 slow pushing towards you at this point in time. Keyleth,
Okay, I throw up a wall of stone. Am I near the sun tree again?
you guys,
We've left the sun.
you guys left the sun tree, and
left the sun
you've
tree.
gone westward, from your perspective, westward across the city, towards the tree line.
Okay.
And now are doubling back.
You're now doubling back. At this point, however, the undead horde has filtered into the town square and is currently between you and the sun tree.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna conjure it from underneath me. So I'm gonna kind of, as I see them filtering up, I want to pop it up right from underneath me to where I'm on top of it.
Okay, and the width of it's going to cover the entire
Street. Yeah.
Okay. Swoosh, the wall stone lifts you up at its maximum height. What's the maximum height of that spell?
Keep that cast hand. Keep it firm.
10 feet. 10 feet.
The hand went down, the spell went away.
10 foot by 10 foot panels.
Can you see that? That changed. I lost all my spells on my app, so I'm going to use this book here. So 10 feet?
10 feet.
All right, so you lifted 10 feet up into the air.
Okay.
You can now see, about to crash into the wall, what looks about 70 or so skeletons just scraping into it. You guys can all of a sudden hear, through the rainfall in the distance, the scratching of metal, shields and blades and bones scraping at the stone wall, and
I'm gonna try and climb the wall.
So I'm gonna take the fire sphere and just start funneling it right down and start cleaning house.
Okay.
On the wall.
Just right into the thick mess of them.
Okay. So as the flaming sphere begins to move over the wall, you've done your action, and you begin to push that forward because the sphere moving through you would get to about your space.
Okay.
So next turn we'll get to that.
Okay.
You guys have caught up to the wall now. The rest of you have turned around with her.
I ran for a few more feet and then I looked around. No one else was running with me, so I just turned around and we started running back with my little gnome legs.
Okay. Percy.
I'm climbing the wall.
Climbing the wall.
Okay. You guys get up on top of the wall. It's about 4 or 5 feet thick. It's a little precarious, but not too much to really much of a bother to you guys. You get to the top and you look over and you see this sea of thrashing about skeletal entities, some looking fresher than others, and all intent on trying to find some way. And you start to see some of them are starting to climb up over each other to get to the height of the wall.
I'm just going to hold, and anybody who gets too close, I'm just going to take a shot at anything that gets too close.
Okay.
Can you see any giants from up there?
Can I see any giants from up there?
Make a perception check.
While he's doing that, I'm yelling at
Harbingers
Grog.
of death.
Grog!
But are they all dead?
Grog, throw me up over the wall!
No.
Or at least to the top, to the top, to the top! Just throw me
I
to the
rolled a
top.
perception of 10.
Oh, jeez.
The rainfall is
That's
too
a bad
thick.
idea.
Right now, your vision is so obscured that even beyond 50, 60 feet, it starts getting a little hard to make out details.
Are you sure?
We don't want to play Angry Birds.
I
with
turned
these
back
guys.
towards the
Are you
villagers,
sure? I think we do.
who are probably running up at this point, and yell, "Fire! Bring fire!"
You see Keeper says, "Fire won't help, but I can,
Oh.
and so can she."
Ooh.
As he looks over his shoulder, you can see the villagers are parting, and there is running behind them this form of a small humanoid armored entity, but glowing. Her actual form is comprised of glowing radiant energy, like an actual avatar of Sarenrae in the form of a tiny gnome cleric who's charging through the rain. Each droplet of rain that hits her body just immediately evaporates on impact, and she comes charging towards you guys.
I want to hug
I'm
you
reaching.
right
I'm
now,
reaching down
Ashley.
to help her up on the top of the wall.
Oh my god. Keyleth thinks she died. Keyleth thinks she's dead.
Okay. As
I'm
you guys
grabbing
see,
Percy's arm and lowering him
Yep.
down lower because she's short.
all right. As you guys reach Shining, she runs up. Keeper Yenin reaches up and grabs on the arm as well. As she gets up, and the two of them together lift up on top. And as you grab her arm, it's strange. It's warm to the touch, warmer than an actual arm, and it doesn't have full physical essence to it. It's almost like she's partially an apparition of her physical self. There is purchase. There is an actual form to it, but it doesn't feel fully solid.
She's lost weight!
You look so thin. All right.
With that, you lift her up, and she's lighter than you recall, and almost like a gentle feather of herself, she lands on her toes on the top of the wall.
She was light already.
I know.
Mike!
Even in full armor.
Hi!
Pike, did we die?
No, you're still alive, you're still alive.
How did you get here? What are you doing here? How did you get here?
Oh gosh, it's a long story. I don't know if we can talk about it right now. Do we need to fight anything right now?
Yes.
Lots of
Yeah.
skeletons.
And you look down before you, and there is a horde of skeletons that are right now about to crush the wall. You see two right now that are lashing out. One reaches for your leg.
I'm taking a shot.
Okay, go for it.
Let's talk later.
Can I have Trinket lift me, like stand up on his hind legs and up against the wall so I
I
can climb
Percy'd.
up and
You
stand on his
Percy'd.
shoulders?
I Percy.
You broke the gun?
No, I
No, he
no,
naturally.
I didn't weaken. Come on. I Percy.
All right, go ahead and roll damage.
You broke the
That's a 20. Okay.
What percent of that D20?
It's weighted. It must be. Oh, it's hollow.
It's hollow.
All right, the metal on one side
none.
is thicker than the other side.
15 points of damage.
With a rocketing sound, the pepper box fires, and the skeleton in front of you just explodes into splinters of bone, just being scattered amongst the crowd of skeletons behind it. However, the moment that one is gone, another one seems to already be crawling into its place.
Whatever you're gonna do, do it! I'm firing again.
Okay, fire again. At this point, the flaming sphere
24.
pours over. Was it 24?
24. 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. It fires and blasts off most of the skull of a skeleton, and you see its jaw kind of hangs open, but it's still.
Firing one more time at it. That hit 15, 20, 27. 7 points of damage.
Okay, that one you clearly destroy the top of its skull. The rest of it just kind of crumples into the pile and disperses into amongst the chaos. The horde, though, is now as almost like a wave of, like, there's so much of it that's pushing up against the wall and beginning to swell up to reach the top of the 10-foot wall. The flaming sphere rolls over the top and slams down into the front of the group as it hits and impacts. Go ahead and roll the damage.
I cast it at 4th level, so it's doing 5d6 right now.
Alrighty, and what's the...
They have to make dexterity saving throws.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Wow.
1, 3, 9, 20, 1. I'm doing general rolls for this. It pushes through 10 of them. 7 of them are destroyed. The bone cinders and burns and then crumples into itself. A few of them manage to just push out of the way, kind of watching as it rolls past. You can hear this constant pattering of rain evaporating against the flaming sphere as it pushes through, the mud boiling left in its wake.
Okay.
As that's happening, you get up to the top. Trinket pushes you up on the top.
I want to shoot lightning arrow down into the core of it that I can see, just a big group of them.
Okay. Go for it.
Okay.
I want to go up there. Pike's up there.
16?
16? 16 definitely hits, yeah.
Okay. And then that's sorry. 2d8. I can't add 4d8. There we go. Beep 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 beep.
So hit.
19.
19 damage?
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one just takes full damage, explodes as the lightning arcs through the air, the arrow hitting the central skeleton. You see the light actually burst into the top of its skull, causing this kind of bluish green glow to shoot out of its eyes and mouth as it explodes and detonates.
Everything within 10 feet.
Exactly, which would 10 feet total. That would be, wow.
16.
Yeah. General saves on this. Roll for shit.
Yeah, you are.
All right. So with that, this shockwave blasts outward, and you see skeletons being thrown, pieces of skeletons, arms and weapons and pieces of shield and armor being flung in the air. As you see 12 of them immediately disintegrate and explode around it. In that moment, though, the horde pushes again and fills that gap almost instantly. You do see the end of it now at this point. It looks to be probably a total of 65 left in this section. In the roll perception check.
Oh, that looked like it was gonna be awesome, wasn't it? 11.
11? Okay. Don't worry about it.
I look at Scanlan and I say, go get it. And I grab Scanlan by the back and I throw him up onto the wall.
All right.
Cheerleader boost.
It's easy enough for 10-foot wall and for a gnome. So with that, Scanlan leaps up and you land next to Pike.
Hi, baby. It's been so long. Man, you look good. Oh man, I'm so distracted by your beauty. Hey, let's kick some ass together, shall we?
Kick some ass. Come on, let's go.
And with that, both Scanlan and Pike, what do you guys want to do?
Ladies first.
Am I allowed to jump off? Can I jump off of the wall?
Oh!
You can, yeah.
Into the group?
Yeah.
You can, yeah.
Yeah, I can. Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of want to try. I kind of want to see what happens if I try to cast Turn Undead.
Turn or destroy undead. You have access to both, technically.
Oh man. Okay.
It's a 30-foot radius.
I kind of want to see it too.
I kind of want to see it. I kind of want to see what it does.
All right, so, and you should go make an athletics check to see how far you can jump, if you don't mind.
What check was it? What was that?
Athletics.
This is gonna be so badass. Be so badass.
Don't jinx it, don't jinx it.
What do I roll? What do I roll again?
Only athletics.
A 20 and then add your athletics.
I
wish you could see us so much.
I rolled a 7.
And what's your athletics?
Can I pick her up by the armor and throw her?
It's a little late for that, unfortunately.
It's all good.
All right, what's your total?
Hold on.
Okay. Just get in the swing of it,
I
folks.
rolled. I'm so sorry, you guys. I rolled a 20 or I rolled a 10. I rolled a 10. Hold on.
It's all good.
Natural 20.
Hey, what did she roll?
She accidentally rolled a 10, so she was re-rolling for a d20, and she
she
rolled a
rolled a
natural
20.
20.
That's pretty fantastic.
Thank you for
I'm
the
not making this
translation.
up, I
Yes.
swear.
Oh yay!
Okay then. Given that circumstance,
It's a feather.
you in this semi-radiant form, you're back and leap into the air, and for a split second you see, with a flash of light, almost like these momentary feather angel wings just burst out of the shoulder of Pike, that flap once and then disperse into sparkling feathers that vanish under the rain.
Yes.
As Pike leaps out, landing 35 feet in the center of this, on top of a skeleton. You slide down its body as its shield pushes you off to the ground, and you land on your feet. And as far as you can tell from your eye line, all you see are chattering skulls and blades around you for all visual perspectives, and a little bit of the skyline above you, a little bit of the clouded night sky. So, Pike, are you going to use your action to destroy undead?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Come on, Pike.
Oh my gosh.
What's your spell DC? Put in your spell page.
It is 16.
16, good to know. It's wisdom. They're -1 wisdom.
There's like 80 skeletons he has to roll for,
Yeah,
so
he's rolling a gajillion times, Ashley.
Roll.
it's a little expensive.
These are general
I just keep hearing a thud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like a knife through butter.
I can't believe he's rolling this many times.
This is
know.
insane.
Okay. So, as you see all the skeletons begin to reach for you and their blades come pulling down towards your armor, you curl into a ball, clutch your holy symbol of Sarenrae, and through the connection that has allowed you to be here in this moment, you feel this welling up radiant energy just burst out from you in this shock wave of glowing radiant force just blast outward. For that entire blast wave radius, which would be the entirety of this road leading back for about 60 feet, you end up turning to ash roughly 36 of these skeletons.
Whoa! What?
Just the rain itself is disintegrated by the sudden wave of heat, and there's just a cloud of ash that turns to mud immediately against the rain and slams against the nearby buildings, slowly dripping down the sides. Pieces of metal armor just go slamming to the ground, rolling into piles and piles of currently unused weapons.
Our jaws are just.
Yeah.
As you look up, you can see the remainder of the horde, which you're looking at probably about, at this point, 20 or so skeletons still pushing forward at this point, just mindlessly rushing towards the closest thing they can see, which is this glowing beacon of a gnome in the center of the street.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so that's Scanlan. What do you want to do?
By the way, can I just say, that's my girlfriend who just did that. I have to go to her aid. How close are the skeletons that are approaching her right now?
They're going to be acting after this, so they're about 30 feet away from her. So just outside of the radius of her spell.
Okay. I'm going to... She jumped 35 feet out there?
She did, yes.
Can I do that?
If you want to try.
She rolled a natural
She's
20.
rolled a natural 20.
Jesus, that was hot.
I rolled a natural 20 on my first roll.
That's
I'm
amazing.
so happy, you guys.
Man.
It won't happen for the rest of the game. So that's okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to jump to her.
Okay.
Do it.
Gotta limber up first. Stretch out the calves.
This is gonna go so
Ready?
poorly.
That's 20 for
He
love.
falls.
Can't watch.
Natural 20
For
for
love. Yeah. 4. Is this acrobatics or athletics?
It's athletics.
That's a 9.
The wall itself is slick, and as you push down, you lose your traction on the front. It doesn't cause you to fall per se, but you manage to get 10 feet off the actual wall, landing with a foot in the dirt, and Pike still 25 feet away from you.
Okay. Do I still have a move, or is that my move?
I'm gonna say that's gonna be your move.
Okay. Shit. How many are in my line of sight? Like.
The 20 or so that are left are currently 55 feet from you and beyond.
And are they clumped together by any chance?
They are. They're very clumped together.
Oh, great.
The friends just turned to ash, and they're now starting to climb over the armor to find their way towards.
Okay,
Pike.
then I'm gonna cast lightning bolt on them. Will I hit Pike? Is she in my line of fire?
Not if you angle it towards the edge.
I will angle it then.
All right, so
Oh, and also, lightning bolt comes from out of my body.
out of your body in a straight line.
Can it come from my cock region?
What?
If you would like to.
I would like it to just spew forth out of my gonads just at them.
That is, of course you do.
Also, I'm trying to impress Pike.
Uh-huh.
I got a lightning dick.
An arcane display of virility, if ever there was one. Scanlan does a singular, classic, ancient technique of the arcane thrust, and with such a bolt of energy, goes firing out, just barely arcing around Pike's form and slamming into a row of skeletons. Go ahead and roll your 8d6. And what's the DC on your spell? With the I will say because you're doing the thrust, you do not get the cone on this one.
Well, it's not a, it's 17.
He just put the cone down
There's no 1d6.
in a lower place.
No 1d6 for cube damage.
Yeah.
Not for skeleton.
The cube.
4, 6, 8, 12. No, wait. It's 14, 16, 20, 22.
22. All right. So the bolt arcs through and slams into 7 of them. Even at what was the total damage there? We said.
I'm sorry?
What's total damage was
22.
22. Okay, yeah. So 2 of them survive. You see that they're kind of burnt, charred forms, and one of them's missing an arm now, and the armor itself is still kind of arcing little bits of energy. 5 of them, however, just explode into black, burning bone chips.
Bone chips.
At which point you can now see like bolts of lightning are coming down from the storm in the distance too, as this thunderstorm itself is reaching more of a fervor pace. The rain itself getting harder and harder on you guys. So, with that, you can see, looking over your shoulder on the other side of this wall, another bit of skeletal horde is starting to come down one of the nearby intersections and it's starting to pull on the other side of you guys.
Oh, we're getting trapped.
Oh, shock. We should
But-
have fucking run.
You do see, however, that the group of 10 villagers and Keeper Yenin are currently like rushing towards that group to hold them at bay, and Keeper runs over his shoulder and says,
You! Don't worry, we've got this. You do what you must. It has begun. Finish it.
and goes charging forward, holding his shield forward, rushing towards the group of skeletons. The skeletons, however, you just got to you have yet to do something at this point.
I'm gonna hold my turn.
Okay. The remaining 13 or so skeletons use their full movement to get up, only 3 of which can actually get into combat range with pikes. Their speed is only 30. That radius really messed them up, man.
Yeah.
Glad you could make it tonight.
Are they closing in on Pike?
They are, yes.
Oh, then I'm gonna leap off the wall and run towards Pike.
Okay. So you get there simultaneously. You're doing your action simultaneously.
Yep.
So, so you run off the wall and make it up. Not a problem at all. Speed. Pike, as you see the rest of the skeletons zoning in on you, Vac suddenly just rushes to your side, daggers at the ready. 3 skeletons are going to take swipes at Pike. That is a 17. Nope. Oh, it's a 7. Oh, skeletons. And that is a 12. Yeah. 2 of them try and swipe, and you just knock. You're out of the way with your shield. The third one does hit you in the front of the chest, but the armor deflects it entirely, and the blade actually sinks a little bit into your form. But the radiant energy that holds your position there just pushes it off, and the blade itself seems to almost dull from the impact.
Up yours, Harryhausen.
You're up.
How many skeletons are in range right now?
Well, the final 7 that are currently there are within range if you wish to attack any of them. There are 3 that are currently in melee with her.
I'm
and there are
going to take
2
my
in
blades
melee
and
with you.
spin them around, palm them out. I'm going to start punching. I have no idea if this will do anything. There is a symbol of Sarenrae sewn into this glove right here. I'm just going to start. I don't have the boots of haste on, so I can just take 2 swings at
Punch.
Yeah, 2 skeletons. 1 skeleton, whatever
Can't really
skeleton is
stab a
closest to
skeleton.
Pike.
There's a skeleton right next to both you and
Just
Pike.
right in
Yeah.
between the
All
bridges.
right, he's getting it in the dusty jaw.
Go for it.
All right, I have no idea how to do this. I've never done anything without a dagger. That's no good. What do I don't know.
You
Is
still
that
get
add to
sneak
this?
attack
This
if
would-
you're in back.
That's true, but I have to hit.
So, if you're just physically punching,
Yeah.
this is strength based. So
Uh-oh.
roll a
Punching
d20,
them.
add your strength modifier and your proficiency. Although it's unarmed strikes, I don't know if you're proficient with.
No,
unarmed
that's
strike.
fine. So the first one misses entirely,
Okay.
and the second one is oh, this is probably fine for skeletons. This is 12, 13, 14.
What'd you roll in the dice?
Oh, 11. on the
Yeah,
die.
you hit.
Okay, that's the right hand with the symbol.
Symbol center.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll 1d2 plus your strength modifier damage.
1d2? There's no 1d2.
Yeah.
Roll a
There
d4
is,
and divide it
I
by
have
2.
it.
Bro.
Oh, it's a 1, so it's a 1.
What's your modifier for strength?
2, so it's a 3.
So you do 3 points of Vax fist damage right to the skull.
Yeah.
She killed 36 of them.
It hurts at impact, and you feel like the bone kind of weld a little bit as the skull kind of
Oh.
back towards you.
Well, this symbol does nothing for me. I'm here to soak up damage for you, Pike. Let him hit me in the face.
It looks great.
Very good craftsmanship.
But well done. It was a fun
Oh,
round.
it's a test. It's better now than against Silas Briarwood.
True enough.
Can
I make it around the wall?
Maybe.
If you want to make an athletics check to kind of leap up and use that to jump off, you, her sir of Mr. Athletic movement and high speed.
19,
Total 19.
12, and 7.
I'll say you leap up on the wall, use that as kind of a stepping point, and jump as far as you can. You get 20 feet forward, beyond the wall. Land with your hammer to your side, flames flickering off the edge of it. You still have, I'd say I give you 20 more feet of movement at this point because you're crazy fast, barbarian.
Can I reach him?
You'd be able to reach 2 of them, right on the other side of Pike.
Tea time. And I rush up with the warhammer and swing.
Okay, go for it.
Tea time. I was picturing tea.
Like Happy Gilmore. Like Happy Gilmore.
A fistful of crumpets.
Tea time. That's 26.
It's time for a teapot.
That definitely
Way your
hits.
Sunday's best.
And
Roll for damage on the first
okay,
one.
I don't know.
It's the compliments, I do declare.
Get your doilies out.
11. 12.
Man, I missed you guys.
12 damage. How much is the warhammer of that? Without the fire damage.
Oh, just 11.
11? Okay. As you smack into it, you can see the bones themselves are brittle by nature, but the solid slamming force of a thick piece of honed metal into the side of this bone brittle creature just sends it shattering to the side. You get the feeling that these entities are particularly fragile against bludgeoning weapons. And so your first strike just scatters one of the skeletons across the ground. You have one more in your reach if you want to go for your second attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
20.
20. Go ahead and roll damage on that one.
16. 22.
The second one just explodes up into the air. You can see one of the shields goes flying off and lands on one of the roofs, almost like Walter White's pizza.
I dodged
It's
a
just
fever.
stuck up there.
I get Dragonair high five.
Yeah. You as Great Weapon Master, I believe if you kill something, you also can use a bonus action to get a third.
Yeah,
attack.
Grog.
That's true.
Outside of your frenzy rage. So, I mean, nothing's right now in melee range for you, but if you wanted to throw your hammer, you could.
I'm also not raging.
Correct. So I'm saying, as part of the Weapon Master, you can not rage, kill something, and then get a free attack with your hammer.
Well, let's throw some shit then.
So with the Chain of Returning attached to your hammer, you go ahead and send it swinging towards one of the further skeletons.
Yeah.
25.
That definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
That rock.
What up to?
You're rolling. Yeah, you're rolling a percentage now.
14.
14. Double due to the bludgeoning vulnerability on the initial impact. The hammer slams into its rib cage, causing it to cave inward. Its entire, upper body just falls into itself as the hammer, just not meeting any resistance, goes beyond and splotches into the mud. Go ahead and make your athletics check to try and pull the hammer back.
Like you're attacking ribbon candy.
Kind of, technically.
13.
13. You just
12. Oof.
You just pull it out with this sticking sound, catch it in the air, the blood kind of dripping, the mud dripping off of it, but you see it burning away as the flames begin to push through the actual mud section.
Yeah.
Gross.
Never know a place until you lick the mud.
Gives you right.
Burns some of the taste buds as the searing hot edge of the hammer reaches the tongue. All right, then is that round. There are now currently four skeletons on this side.
Hey.
We'll say for the sake of brevity, you guys manage to in the next round or so just destroy them. The flaming sphere itself can just bash through them. So you're on two sides of the wall. The rain's pouring so heavily. There's a flash in the distance of lightning. I want everyone to roll perception.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
Now I know what we're looking for.
Have to have a conversation
You
soon.
wouldn't die. Have to have a conversation. Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
16.
2.
Bad.
20.
17.
19.
19.
1.
So you got 20? You see in the flash of lightning in the distance, you can see just barely on the other side of the town square what looks like the outline of a giant currently slamming into something. And you out of the corner of your eye, you see a second one to the south side of the city. There are still a few of these giant sentinels out there. they don't look too terribly close, but they're still on the rampage.
Should get out of here.
Okay.
Or kill them.
That's a lot of giants to take on
There's
while
2.
we're out
There's
of.
2.
That's
We need to go kill those giants right now. We have a holy gnome right now. I don't know how you came to
That's
us, Pike.
true.
We need to go to them, and then we need to go to the Briarwoods now.
I'm out of
We
spells.
can't go to the
We can't go
Briarwoods
to the
now.
Briarwoods now. I am out of spells.
Granted, we're going to the
We
giants
have
now.
a choice.
Giants now.
Giants. Let's go get the giants.
Yanin, can you hold till morning?
As you're shouting this over, he is currently about 40 feet away, right now slamming into the front line of skeletons, grabbing his own holy symbol, and you see another similar burst of energy to the one that Pike let out earlier. That same
Cleric.
dull, bassy impact sound. You feel shudder in the ground beneath you as a series of more skeletons are immediately just disintegrated in his proximity. Looks over his shoulder.
Till morning! Why wait till morning? We're fighting now!
We'll do what we can.
Hold that thought.
I'll go.
I'm fucked.
Giants
I'm fucked
now.
without.
Giants, yes.
Like I can shoot an arrow.
Giants, and we
That
have
never
to
helped.
rest.
Giants now. Better than
One
the
arrow.
Briarwoods plus giants. Let's go get those
Fair.
giants right now.
Are the 2 giants together, or are they coming from opposite
No,
sides?
there's one over there, and there's one off in that direction.
One to the east, one to the south.
Let's
what
split
I
the
said.
party.
Split the party. I say we do it. Fuck it. Let's split the party. One take east,
do
one
it.
take west.
All right, weight it more heavily to the group that does not have Pike.
Yeah.
Okay, who's taking who?
Oh, I'm with Pike.
Well, we 4 can go, and then you 3 can go.
Spellcasters should split up. I'll go without. Yeah, what did you just say?
I said
Yeah.
Percy, you, me, and Vax go on one, and these 3 go on another.
Yeah.
Good. Go.
I'll take the gnomes on my shoulders.
Give you a big hug.
All right, so we have Grog and the 2 gnomes and the rest of you.
Hey, we started
Yes.
something.
We'll-
we can't
we'll
stop.
run.
Who's going which direction?
Frog and the 2 gnomes
Just in
will
case
run
we die.
south.
We're gonna be tired.
Okay.
Is it south and west?
Currently, this south and east.
South
Why
and
are we
east.
splitting this? Is the stupidest.
Oh, it's not the stupidest. Everything we've done in this fight is the stupidest. Let's go. All right.
Let's go.
We're going south.
The gnome, big and smalls are going south.
We meet to the west.
We'll go
Alright.
east.
East.
We meet. We're going
We
east,
meet
but
to
we
the
meet
west.
to the
Yes.
west when we're finished.
Yes.
Listen to your.
If we're
Listen to your ears.
Although remember, their signal's a little weak.
Once we get back to the west, the western wall, we'll be able to hear each other.
All right. So,
Oh God.
right. So Grog and gnomes, you guys are going to the
South.
All right. As you guys dart off, making your way around the still very ominous and creepy sun tree to your left, you can see all the various muddy prints of all the scraping skeletons that came through here. And in the distance, you can still hear echoing shouts, combat shouts, commands being sent throughout. There's still very much an aggressive presence of the resistance in the city. You have no idea whether or not it's on the winning or losing side at this moment, but it is still active. You guys divide at this point, starting with you guys. Grog holding both the gnomes, and you can feel Pike is lighter than normal, and you know her weight quite well, as you're used to putting her up on your shoulders from growing up with her recent years. But there's also this strange kind of just a vibration to her body. Like it's not physically there, but yet it does feel like there's physical presence. As you're rushing through the rain, kind of acknowledging this, you make your way to the bottom of the square. Charging through, you almost slip at one point and catch yourself. Head past one street, a second street, and to the left as you glance off, you can see there is another patch of skeletons. There's currently about you can see maybe 5 villagers that are just trying to tear through them. You see a couple of bodies of villagers that have recently been killed. There's one that's actually still partially alive on the ground. It's like dragging itself through the mud in your direction. Like, rain pouring down. There's a big trail of mud and blood currently behind him as he's kind of making his way towards you guys.
Help!
What are you doing, Grog?
Pike, do you want to help him?
What did you say it was? I'm sorry. The thing.
There was a
just cut out.
person
So sorry.
wounded, pulling themselves through the mud, saying, "Help me."
Yeah, I do. I always want to help somebody. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's help him.
All right.
Okay.
We stop and let Pike down.
Okay, so you rush up to this guy. As you get up to him, you see his face is half covered in blood. His side is very heavily wounded. It looks like he took some sort of a spear wound that then tore through his midsection. He's been bleeding out pretty heavily at this point and probably doesn't have much longer to him. As you bring Pike down below him, Pike, what are you going to do?
Okay, I'll cure wounds.
What level?
I'll do 3rd.
Okay, so go ahead and roll proper on that. It's
She's the best. Look at her, Grog. She's helping an innocent bystander. She didn't have to. She
Let's
just
step on his throat after she's done.
she just is a people person.
Pike makes
so
you better.
3d8 plus 5.
She kind of did.
23.
23?
23? Okay, so as you reach forward, he looks up at you like he just is seeing an angel walk towards him and looks scared. He's like, no, not yet, not yet. And as you reach forward and kind of touch the sides of his face with your smile of mercy and understanding, your warm hands touch the sides of his head, and the energy of Sarenrae's blessing pours through his body. You can see the insides of his armor begin to give this soft glow from where the wounds are as they close up. You can see the large gash in his side begin to stitch itself up magically, and at that point he takes a deep breath for a second and kind of turns over and is now sitting in a sitting position, breathing heavily, looking around himself confused. You're an angel. You're a bloody right, an angel.
No, I'm not.
He reaches out for you with his hand forward. Thank you.
I help him up.
He gets up and he still seems sore and bruised and he still wounds across his body, but he's no longer on the path to terminal loss of his life. He stands up. Okay.
Run now.
Oh, I intend to. And he reaches over to the mud and finds his sword. Wipes it off from his side. Turns around and rushes back into the rest of his allies.
I like him.
He's a good guy.
I pick back up, put her on my shoulder, and we keep running.
Okay, you guys go charging back into the storm to the south side. You go.
Oh, no!
We lost Pike.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Telling the story.
Oh God!
Technology. As you guys continue running forward, you go past two city streets. Like the whole city is dark now. It's closed down in preparation for this evening was going to entail. So you go past these two streets. To the left, immediately you hear that familiar sound of a large, heavy mass slamming into the ground. And as soon as you turn the corner, you can see there are 3 people left in this one resistance brigade. There is a pile of wounded and or killed soldiers around its feet, and it looks like it's been nearly untouched. This one just apparently got the drop on, or at least they were not fully prepared for what they were up against, and it's just swinging this giant club in the air around towards them. They're all kind of keeping their distance, not knowing if they should run or keep fighting. As you just turn around the corner, I want you guys to roll initiative.
Initiative, Ashley. Initiative.
Okay. Wait, I cut out right when you said, was that guy bad?
No, he was a good guy. You did good. You did good, kid.
Okay.
He picked up his sword and went running back into battle.
Back to the fight.
Okay, good.
The boss.
16 for me.
Yes, me too.
Hey.
Fantastic.
We'll go last.
Look, he's got houses.
Oh wow.
Do this one. Roll that
This
together.
one is very, very rolly. What you get
These
for
were stored
initiative,
over
Ashley?
time in a curled
I got
up
a
position.
6.
So excuse me.
Oh.
She said 6?
Yeah.
Aw.
I'll be fine there.
That's okay.
Fine. Fuck it.
Oh, look at
They're
that.
burning.
Wow, he's huge. Grog is almost as big as him. Almost.
Whoa.
As you can see, there are 3 of these.
You ready for this, Grog?
Actually, he's turned this way right now.
Sure you are.
They're kind of keeping their distance at this point. All right, so initiatives. All right.
But at a giant, you can do this.
Oh man, I'm so excited.
I'm horrified.
Yeah, me too. A little horrified.
All right, so initiatives are.
16. And 6 for me.
Alrighty.
I have no
Trinket.
spells.
Where's Trinket?
I'm writing Trinket.
Oh, we're writing Trinket. Okay.
I'm writing
Okay,
Trinket.
you're writing Trinket. Okay, we're cool.
All right, Grog and Scanlan, you guys are up first.
Would you
I'll
like?
go first. I'm not going to do much. But I will take out my wand of magic missiles. Because I got to use everything I got at this point. And I will shoot. Fuck it. 6 missiles. I'll use 6 of the slots.
Okay, how many more?
So it's 3 plus another 5.
Okay, and how many total did you have on there?
Every day it recharges, and I rolled, and it's back up to 7.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so you have 7 is the max you can hold for that.
Yes, and I.
Okay,
yeah.
so you're using the last of yours for this. This is your last.
I'm using 6 of the 7.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Then go ahead and roll for that.
Put the stake on this guy.
What do
Mike's
I do?
watching.
11. I don't. What am I adding to this?
Well, for magic missile, you'd
just
be
happens.
firing.
Yeah.
Oh, it just happens.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, you don't have to roll. They all hit automatically. That's
Oh,
kind of
well.
the good thing about magic missiles. It just hits. All right, so you create 3 darts. So it's 3d4 plus 3. And then if you're casting it at 6th level, you said?
Yeah.
All right, that'll be an additional 5 darts.
So
8d4 plus 8.
Okay. 3, 5, 8, 12. 14, 15, 16, 17 plus 8, 25.
25 points of damage to the giant. As you jump off of Grog's shoulder, pull out your wand, it all of a sudden glows for a second, and from that point, like a swarming enemy missile storm, these unerringly hitting arcane missiles slamming into the sides of the giant. You see bits of its flesh kind of unfolding and spilling off the side, exposing some bone underneath, as all of a sudden its attention shifts, looking over its shoulder at the 3 of you, as it begins to right itself, preparing for being flanked on each sides. A little bit of undead intelligence within its brain, knowing how to defend itself.
So my movement, I'm going to. Where am I?
You're right here on the side of Grog.
I'm gonna move. Just in that the thing. Where's the laser?
Oh, the thingy?
I don't know. I'm gonna move
I got it.
to my left into that little alcove there.
Okay, so you're kind of hiding around the wall of one of the buildings now. So you just dart off to the side,
Yeah.
kind of glancing around the corner.
And I'll sing a song of inspiration for Grog.
Alrighty.
Well, no, Whitestone's got problems, and now we really can't solve them unless we make really deep cuts. So baby, show me that Grog blood.
Take your D10 inspiration.
Wow.
Grog, you're up. Hearing this, the beat in the back of your head is
support it.
stomping his foot into
This
the
is
muddy.
my jam! And I go into a frenzied rage, and I rush the stone giant from behind. And I take aim at his right.
Guys are almost in the same position right
At his right leg. Yeah.
now. Like you're spooning.
I aim at the back of his right knee.
Go for it.
That's nasty.
Yeah.
17.
That hits.
Should I roll damage first? Or all 3?
There's no other current combat targets. You can roll all 3. It's fine.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
26.
Hits.
24, sorry, that was 34. And 19.
Hits. He's very slow moving and a very large target. He's very easy to hit, thankfully. So as you rush up, first, second, what you got?
22 for the first one.
22, nice.
13 for the second one.
Nice.
15 for the third one.
Nice. Whack! You slam the hammer into the side of one of its calf. It buckles for a second, and you can see the muscle itself kind of snap, and a piece of bone's now jutting out of the side of its leg.
Now we got Grog's blood.
With that, you swing the hammer on and slam it into the bone, actually jamming it deeper into its leg.
Yes!
As you pull back, there's still flames kind of burning the outside. You can see the flesh sizzling from the impact of the burning hammer. Swing it once in your hand, whack on the other side. This time, the actual leg kind of bursts out that side, and it kind of falls almost a little bit. It's sort of walking on the stump of a leg now. You've pretty much destroyed the bottom half of its middle of its calf to its foot. It's just slumping over. The toe's still kind of wiggling on its own. So now it's half on part of its leg. As at this point, it kind of rotates in place towards you now, using one hand to get around as it brings its club up. Looking up into its face now, as you haven't really had a close look upon this. It's strange to see. You see there are similar features. You've encountered a few stone giants. This up close and this personal, this is where your brethren, your blood comes from.
Yeah.
However, half of its face is torn off by some sort of large claw mark. Where there would be an eye is just the sunken socket. And there's just these streaks of kind of dried blood that long before the rainstorm came have just smeared across the face. A part of its jaw is broken open, and you can see jagged broken teeth underneath, and its tongue kind of lolls out the side and just reaches up with its club to come on down. All right, so the first, it's going to come down and strike you with this giant club-like piece of heavy wood and metal. That's a natural 20.
His face as he said it.
That's an 18 plus 9. So it's yeah.
27.
So it hits
Halved.
you. Well, no, this is
that's
the hit.
just that's just.
Oh, the hit. Gotcha.
All right. So the first strike comes at you for 16 points of bludgeoning damage, halved to 8. The other one comes to you at 14 points of bludgeoning damage, halved to 7.
Okay.
It looks very, very angry and very frustrated with the current circumstance, but you take each blow to the chest, showing off that strength you normally would do to something of your kin and ilk, even though it's not really living. You know, held habits are hard to break. Finishing its turn, the 3 guards, or the 3 resistance members rush into its sides. It's now turned to face you with its broken leg. Rushing in, strike it. Hits. And they're all have short swords out. They're just like stabbing into the side of its body. Now that they have this opening and this distraction at its current moment. Oh wow, no, 5. Is 21 points of slashing damage.
Damn.
From all 3 of them, just stabbing it in the blade on the side. That ends its turn. Bringing it to the top. Pike, you're up.
Woo, go Pike!
Wait, I rolled a 6.
Yeah.
Now it's your turn.
It's now it's your turn. You're the
It's
very
already
end.
my turn?
Yep. Everyone else went.
Okay,
It's your
so-
turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna guiding bolt.
Okay.
Big guy. Or wait, is anybody Grog, where are you at?
He's right there, but
I'm
go
on it.
ahead.
Directly in between you and
Go,
the
go ahead,
Undergiant.
Pike.
All right.
Light him
let's
up.
do a guiding
You
bolt.
got this.
Just
46.
friendly fire just turns Grog on.
Yeah. I'm just getting a warm up right now.
Go ahead and make a ranged spell attack. Just go ahead and roll a d20 and add your spell attack modifier.
Most of his damage comes from behind.
Okay.
17.
Okay, are you casting it at first level or at a higher level?
I'll cast it at a 4.
Okay. All right. And what'd you roll?
17.
17 definitely hits. So go ahead and roll 7d6 radiant damage.
What?
Wait, what?
How did we not have Pike with us this whole time?
7d6 radiant damage.
Kinda, yeah.
Vaporize this motherfucker.
We're in Piketown.
Cross the streams!
Oh no, Grog, that means you're gonna get that much damage.
I'm a good person.
Yeah, it's radiant. He's
Sometimes.
doing Morgan something.
Are you?
This is a single target spell.
day is
There's no radial to this. So.
Single target. All right.
What
You're
time is it?
What's your total damage?
24.
24 points of radiant damage.
Yes.
Okay. So as you stand there for a second, you pull your holy symbol up, kind of putting your shield to the side, and as you release your hand out in front of you, this beam of divine energy streaks out, slamming into the zombie giant. As it hits, it continues to burn like a stream into its body, kind of searing the flesh in a path as it does. As it impacts, it leaves this kind of glowing, pulsing divine symbol across its chest of Sarenrae. The next attack against it has advantage.
From Pike or from everybody?
No, the next person to attack it gets advantage.
Did I take any damage?
No. It was she was very precise with her impact on the giant. All right, do you want to move on your turn at all, Pike? You stay where you are, or you want to move closer to it?
Oh, can you not see? You're kind
I
of
can't see
far.
very well. I'll stay.
Okay, so stay where you are.
Yeah.
Okay, so you keep your distance from it, let Grog do his thing. Okay, that brings us to the top of the round. Grog, Scanlan, you guys are up again.
Let's go.
Next attack has advantage. I defer to you. I'll hold my roll.
Sweet. If he started to lean down, I want to take his head and turn it into a T-ball target.
Don't forget about your
Okay.
weapon master thing.
Yeah, but then he gets advantage.
Yeah.
The thing she means to mind is 5 to hit plus 10 to damage.
Yeah, that one.
That's what he's been doing, though.
Oh, it's really good.
I didn't do it on the last one.
Okay.
Let's do it. Why not? Okay, we'll do Great Weapon Master on this one. So, plus I have inspiration.
And then you
We'll
get
use
advantage.
it on that one.
So you can roll
Oh, you
again.
have advantage too.
Yeah, you have advantage.
Oh, fuck, tits. That's even worse.
So there you go.
Wait.
No, that's better. That was better.
Let's not use it then. 16?
16 hits.
Oh, good. Okay.
Once again, it's a big target, not very hard to hit, just has a lot of hit points.
16 again.
16 also hits.
That'll work. 26.
All right, all 3 hit.
Hey!
Kill it with fire.
Kill it with fire. Sorry. 2, 10. 11, 21. For
Plus
the first
another
one.
10 for
All right.
because you
No, I
have the
just
great
did it.
weapons.
Yeah, that was 11 plus 10.
Yep.
15 to 25.
25 already.
And these actors do addition.
10, 18, 23, 33.
Holy shit. Nice.
All right. So as you swing the hammer upward, whack! It hits alongside the side of its skull, and you can see its skull actually cave in and crack a little bit. The bone and flesh kind of scraped away. Where it cracks, you see a little bit of kind of black brain mass begin to leak through. Using that, you spin the hammer around and hit it again in the same place. Whack! Finding the weak point this time. Just the anger to smash through. This time, it caves inward, and you can see bits of bone kind of jam into its one still semi-functioning eye. Its head now kind of loosely pushed in on one side. The jaw hangs a little bit loose. The third strike, you come down, whack! Hit it from the other side. The jaw just dislodges and goes flying off. But it's still standing. This thing's a
Without a head?
Pike, look,
head's
he's
still there.
holy.
Its jaw's dislodged. So it's just the lower half of its jaw is missing. It's just this open part, its tongue kind of dangling loosely out of the bottom. Part of its head caved inward. It just
Shove my hand up your skull and work you like a sock puppet.
you can stay where you are, Grog.
Yeah.
All right, Scanlan, you're up.
How far can I move?
You can move 25 feet, so 5.
25, that's it?
You're a little gnome, dude.
You're a tiny
legs.
Can I get next to Grog? Can I get near Grog? Where can I get at an angle where I won't hit Grog with lightning?
And you can, but you pretty much every angle you're gonna hit somebody aside
Oh,
from
I don't
the
care
guy.
about those guys. I guess I should. Pike's with me. I gotta do this right. Damn it! If only you weren't here, Pike. Pike, don't look!
What are you doing?
At an angle up at his head. Up into the sky.
All right. I will try to hit him with a lightning bolt, but miss as many people as
I
possible.
would say, you know, I mean, he's not. Yeah, he's tall. He's kind of down a little bit because of the impact that Grog gave it. But at a higher angle, you could probably hit him without hitting the other guy.
Okay.
I'll let you
I will angle up. This time, I would like the lightning to come from my ass.
Oh my
You're
god.
William Wallaceing it. You get it.
Yes.
All right.
And I'll just lightning him at level 3, at the normal lightning. So
All right. So 8d6 damage does not make it.
Two more,
Reflex saving
please.
through with
How
a
can you
3.
even aim like that,
It's dexterity.
Scanlan?
Oh, I have practiced aiming things with my ass in this campaign.
Yes, this is true.
Very true. Sadly.
6, 9, 12, 13, 18, 19, 20.
That
21,
epic Elder
22,
Scroll music for this.
28.
28 points of damage. All right. The bolt of lightning shoots off into the sky, kind of arcing through its body. You can see where part of its neck muscle was torn. It kind of fuses into its shoulder from the impact of the bolt and almost falls over from the blast. However, it catches itself and gets right back into its form. It's looking pretty rough, but it's still
Still!
keeping its stuff there. Yeah.
I just farted lightning on him.
That ends your turn.
I'll inspire Pike. I'll turn to her and I'll say,
Further.
I wish they all could be cleric Nomian girls.
All right, Pike, you get a D10 inspiration dice from Scanlan, a voice you've longed to hear for some time as your friendship has been so far away. So take your 1d10.
Yeah, that Scanlan friendship.
Friendship. Oh, man.
All right. So on the zombie giant's turn, it recovers from the bolt of lightning. Looking at this large target in front of it, it sees this tiny little morsel, and starts like you see it brings up its leg. It's partially destroyed. Just thump, thump, begins to move forward to just there to get you within range of its warning. So let's move a little closer. So it gets 2 attack of opportunity from the 2 guards behind it.
I was about to say. The guards did.
Against it.
That somehow actually misses with the 2. That does hit though. So then it takes. Oh, nice. 8 points of slashing damage from one of the guards that, as it runs by, just swings out and slashes across its thigh.
Achilles.
As it comes up towards you, its tongue dangling out, this horrible gurgling sound coming out of what is now technically its open throat, as it brings its club upward to the
As
air.
my reaction, I bring up my shawm. It's a horn. And I blow the note. The note is like Dumb and Dumber, the sound he makes. Like that most annoying sound. just sort of mash all my fingers down.
Okay.
That's the note I blow.
And is this your?
This is my just trying to get cutting words.
Cutting words?
Cutting
Okay.
words.
All right. Well, it rolled a 21 to hit. So for cutting words, you get to roll a d10, I believe, and to subtract that from the attack roll, right?
What is this?
That is
That's
a
a
10.
10.
Big money, no whammies.
So a 20. Does that hit?
That hits.
All right. So horrible squeaking sound. Okay.
Oh, my show!
You take 20 points of bludgeoning damage from the first strike, and your shawm is kind of bent and not quite. You're probably gonna have to buy a new one or get that repaired.
Oh no.
You almost lost a tooth in the process, so as you're like from the impact, you pull back and you could feel already like the pulsing of the blood through the veins from the burst. It brings up its club one more time.
Oh, God.
And that is going to be a 13.
That misses!
This time, kind of bring its club up. You can see the arc, and you.
I'm ducking down to work on the shawl.
Just swings completely out of your view.
What is that?
All right, that ends its turn. The guards are going to rush forward now. They technically have advantage on because they're flanking with you. So, 2 and a 3, guys, you're killing me. 4 and a 6. This is the 6 actually still hits. 6 and a 20. There we go, and a critical. So a miss and then a hit and a
Nice
critical.
natural 20.
So it's 7 points slashing damage from the first one and then the critical.
Come on, badass guard.
Ooh, nice. So 6 on that one, so that's 12. 14 points of slashing damage from the other guy. So both the guards rush up. One of them just misses entirely. One jams the blade to the hilt in the middle of its body and pulls out. The last one actually kind of jumps up onto its back and takes the sword and slams it into its spine and drags it down. A really decent wound for anything not this big. On this side, it's just a little gash still, but it left a nice sizable wound and it kind of opens up and you can, this horrible smell comes reeking out. The guy almost vomits as he backs up, just ugh. The rot escaping from the wound. That ends their turn. Pike, you're up.
Put some hurt on this undead bastard.
Where are you at, Scanlan?
You mean physically or mentally? Because I'm in love with you. But I'm right next to Grog. Grog and I are right in front of the giant.
Health-wise, where are you at?
Oh, I'm fine. Don't worry about me, baby.
Okay. So I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna go up to the giant, where the open wound is. Where
Yep.
that guy just broke it open. I have sprinter's boots if I can't get all the way up to it.
Yeah, you'll have to use those to get up to him, yeah.
Okay, I'll use sprinter's boots.
All right.
I'm gonna use my mace.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna start ripping where that wound is.
Actually, the open wound would be around here, but with Sprinter's boots, you can get there just fine. Yeah. So you actually get around. All right, and you're technically flanking with Grog, so you have an advantage on these attacks.
Noise.
So go for it.
So I roll.
You roll to attack twice and take the higher of the two. I know you've been filming for a while.
Roll the d20 twice.
Yeah.
2 times. Take the higher of the 2.
So for each attack.
17.
Okay, that's the higher of the two?
That's a higher of the 2. I had a 7 and a 17.
Yeah, okay, that definitely hits. Go ahead and roll for the second attack. Because you can use your bonus action to strike, because you're a war cleric.
War cleric.
9.
A total of 9.
Did you add it to anything?
Wait, am I supposed to add something?
Add to your attack bonus.
Add your attack bonus on your next to your weapon and your
Shit,
character
sorry,
sheet.
Sorry, guys.
It's okay, you're out of practice, girl. It's all good.
Love it.
You've been too busy being in someone's blind
You're
spot.
busy being in the,
Been
Oh,
too-
17 again.
17 again. There you go. Both hit. Go ahead and roll the damage for the mace. Plus, if I recall, let's see if you're going for that yet.
I think it's 1d6 plus 3 plus 7 if it's an attack hit.
You got to disrupt.
1d6 plus 3. Yep. You also have a mace of disruption, don't
Disruption, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
you? So what was the effect on that one? Do you have the item with you?
I do.
Looking it up.
Shit. No, I don't have the papers.
Looking it up.
Stolen on the subway on the way home from work.
Yes, someone took it from me.
You also add an additional 1d8 damage to the
2d6
first strike.
radiant damage.
There you go.
DC 15 wisdom save.
I was not gonna make that. It didn't make that.
It's now frightened of Pike until the end of her next turn.
Ooh.
Awesome.
Whoa!
I'm always frightened.
All right, so you're rolling 1d6 plus 3 plus another 1d8 And how much do you say for that?
2d6 radiant damage.
Okay.
Wow.
So 3d6 plus 3, and then an additional 1d8 for each strike.
Wait, what?
Holy moly.
Wait, so one more time?
Goddamn powerful.
Undead, man.
She's fucking awesome.
So
You said 3d6?
3d6 plus 3, plus an additional 1d8 radiant damage
for every roll,
for both attacks, yeah.
for both attacks.
Her attack.
Fuck.
This is the best.
Plus 8. Okay.
Undead.
We needed her from the get-go.
Matt, while she's rolling,
Okay.
can you just describe her hair at this moment? Is it whipping around? Is it in her face? Is it covering her eyes in sort of a sexy, sweaty way?
Matted with jam.
Can I
He's
can
ignoring
I
it.
Ignoring
use my Can I use my 10 and an additional 10 from Scanlan for the inspiration, or that's not what
Not
it
for
was?
damage. That was just a hit. So yeah, I can't use
Okay,
that
I'm
one.
getting carried away.
Save it,
Okay.
save it.
23.
23 on the first hit?
Oh shit, I forgot about the second hit.
Yeah.
Sorry,
That's
sorry.
so dope.
It's been a while.
23 on the first hit.
No apologies.
Sorry, guys watching. Sorry.
Bring the holy retribution.
They'll understand.
Oh, I've missed Pike so much.
Me too.
Oh, this you too.
I like your headphones too, by the way.
Kill, kill, kill.
21.
Yay.
All right, 44.
All right. The Mace of Disruption actually has a different effect. It's not about the frightened thing.
Oh.
If it has 25 hit points or fewer after taking this damage, it has to make a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw, which it fails.
Which means?
So as you rush up on the side of it, your sprinter's boots carrying you, this blur of divine gnomish energy, you see through her somewhat shimmering radiant form, the hair itself glistens against the rain. It almost doesn't even touch. Somehow immaculate in the middle of combat. You find it slow motion in your head, and for that brief moment, you remember how much it hurt to see her go and how happy you are to have her here. However, you, in the middle of your battle trance, Pike, rush up, shield ahead. You take the mace, and seeing the open wound, slam the mace in there once. Wham! As you hit, the actual undead flesh burns away from the impact, leaving this kind of ashy swath of missing flesh in its body. A creature gives out this weird gurgly bellow as its missing jaw goes. Using that moment as it rears back, how do you want to do this?
She's
a good
gone.
picture.
She ran
Yeah,
away.
she's gone.
She took her headphones off and did a lap.
Oh my gosh.
So
Oh, man.
the magical
Okay,
power of this is essentially destroying the creature. So describe this however you want to in your radiant cleric form.
I want him to sort of just explode with a radiant glow.
Okay. So you as he reaches back, you kind of see this foothold on its knee as it's kind of trying to keep itself aloft. You leap up using your sprinter's boots onto one of its knees, jump in the air, dropping your shield in two hands on your mace. You leap in the air, slam it downward as the mace impacts on the front of its chest. There's this brief moment of pause as it cracks into its flesh. Its head looks down at you, and there's a burst of divine energy as its entire torso just rips open. What would be organs within inside exposed, however, are all also turned to ash as the whole body just dissipates and disintegrates, falling into a puddle of liquid, messy, muddy ash and bits and pieces of remaining giant there as Pike lands on the ground, 3-point landing, mace in one hand, walks over, picks up her shield again, and kind of looks over her shoulder at Grog and Scanlan.
Can I faint?
Yeah.
He's always doing that. Welcome back, Pike.
Oh boy. What the heck?
The three soldiers who are now there looking dumbfounded at this moment kind of step forward, and you look like fighters, except you have this glowing divine entity amongst the three of you. Steps forward.
If I might ask, who are you? And how did you do that?
With the deliverers of this town. Go, spread the word. It all comes down tonight.
You're with the Derolos.
Oh, and tonight, tomorrow,
You're not there.
Tip for tat, whatever.
He's there.
I'm just waking up. Wait, what? Tonight? What's going on?
It goes down to the next
24 hours.
hours-ish. Don't put a timeline on it. These things, it takes a little time.
So you're with the Derolos.
Aye, with the Derolos.
Then let it be done. Thank you for the save. We're gonna gather our wounded and prepare for the next attack.
Prepare.
Prepare.
Prepare. Wait for
I'm
a
not
signal. Wait for a signal. Spread the word.
All right. Men, come.
And three of them rush off. They gather up a few of their friends who are further down the road, all kind of groaning and wounded, getting up and kind of putting their arms over their friends' necks and gathering the dead and kind of pulling them off the middle of the road. And you notice as they're pulling them off the road, each one of their dead friends, they're actually pulling out torches and lighting fire to their corpses.
Yeah, I want them to come back.
Yeah.
Should we loot them first? No? Okay.
You've got
That would be
nothing.
in poor taste.
So what are you three doing?
Body for secrets.
Do we want to stay or do we want to head back towards the other three?
We should start heading back. We probably won't get there in time. But,
Right.
oh wait, Percy said to meet in the west.
That's right. We should head to the west, to the
By
wall.
the time yes.
To the city
That's
wall.
why we'll head west to
We'll
our,
head to the
our
meeting place
appointed
that Percy
meeting.
mentioned.
Okay.
Wild.
Vaguely west.
As we go, I'm looking at clotheslines for any sort of beret type of a hat.
Roll perception.
or a.
And can we roll hit dice anytime during the day?
If, only during a short rest.
Yeah.
13.
13. Not in this weather, not in this
A
city.
yarmulke, anything?
No. Whitestone, not really a beret kind of people.
I'm a little thing. I have a little head. Maybe it could be just a shoulder pad.
Like a sock. Sure. There's also no laundry left out during the middle of a rainstorm. So,
All right, fine.
They're terribly irresponsible.
it could be. Unfortunately, at this moment, no, you're unable to see
right.
any sort of a beret type or can be fashioned into a beret type clothing.
All right,
piece.
fine.
No dust of tracelessness this time.
Oh, Grog's getting bold.
That looks good.
We're getting bold and fancy.
All right, so as you guys go rushing towards the western side of the city to meet up with the rest of the group, the rest of you rushing past the center of the town square, you go running through the rain onto the far side. You can now see the form that you originally saw, Vax, is actually one of these giants has been pushed back. As you get all the way to the eastern side, you're actually outside of the city now. You're pushing into the forest, just in the outskirts. The raised hill amongst this this part of the town, just outside of the wall, there is the Temple of Pelor in the center of the large graveyard. You can see that this zombie giant has been pushed back. You can just barely see the crest of him currently slamming some sort of large metallic weapon around right over the tree line as you approach the outside gate of the graveyard itself.
I'm going stealth.
I Hunter's mark him.
Okay, what's the range on Hunter's Mark?
That's a good question. It doesn't say. Wait.
It should
90 feet.
90 feet, you probably have to get a little bit closer.
Okay, I Hunter's mark him as soon as I can.
Okay, good to know. You guys all going stealth in right now, or are you just rushing in?
I'm just gonna rush in.
Yeah, let's run.
All right.
I'm just running. Keelan's running.
Okay. The gates are slammed open. Part of the metal's kind of, bent inward, like whatever was pushing the giant back at this point. It's slammed through the gate.
Hey, Vax. I'm gone, man.
Oh, you're gone.
Well, I rolled a 23. Am I stealth?
You feel pretty stealthy.
You have an earring though.
Yeah.
Shit.
If he's on his ass, you have a better chance of hitting him. Correct.
Yeah, that sounds
Good to know.
All right. So as you guys all rush into the center here, looking about, you can see this hefty graveyard, right, that you visited about 2 days ago. All of the graves are open. All of them are just excavated and open, and you get the feeling you're starting to see where they're pulling a lot of these undead from.
That's just rude.
However, many of them being armored and armed means that it wasn't a direct transition. They were probably then pulled from here and given weapons elsewhere. But that's the first thought that catches your attention as you rush in here. Rain pouring down, the clapping of thunder in the distance. You can see there are six will be remaining at this point of these soldiers that are now currently hacking away at this one giant that's being pushed up towards the edge of the temple right now. It looks like it's cornered, but it's kind of lashing out like a wild animal. Roll initiative, folks.
Initiative.
Yeah.
Damn it! It's the
So
second
for
one
the
I've
purposes
rolled
of
in
this
a
here-
row.
plant is.
I am a
there.
monster.
You are.
I'm a monster.
I gotta retire.
You literally
No, it's
are a
not a
monster.
Oh, okay.
It's just that I have really high initiative.
Wow.
Did I already Hunter's mark him though?
You can now, yes.
Okay.
God damn.
And Matt,
Yes.
As we ran, I wanted to split off from the group and go up along the side.
On the side this way. Okay. So you'll be over here.
I leap off of Trinket as we get close.
And
Alrighty.
are going to kill it.
Oh. All right. So 20 to 25, or yep, 20 to 25. Anybody? 20 to 15.
19.
Oh, I'm sorry, 26.
Oh, I'm sorry, 26.
I'm sorry, I wasn't
I was
paying
reading.
attention. 26.
Oh, I was
Jesus.
reading a book. Sorry.
Alrighty.
Come on, Shadow Turd.
Then.
This is gonna be hilarious.
That's what they called me.
I'm gonna do something I've never done before.
All right. That brings us to Keyleth. What'd you get?
Oh no. 10.
Yeah, I was distracted.
All right. The image of this whole thing around it, even though it looks like it's currently surrounded, its giant form, barely damaged at this point, is still a very ominous thing that strikes a bit of fear in your heart, causing you to currently hold back on your initial assault. And also worrying about not knowing how the rest of your party's doing. Percy, you start this off right now.
Pull out bad news.
Okay.
I'm gonna take aim.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to wait for it to raise its clubbed hand up. It's holding a club.
It's actually, at this view you can see, it's actually a very, very large morning star.
It's a very, very large morning star.
Yeah.
Wow.
Drop that.
All right.
I'm gonna have him drop the morning star. Aim shot.
All right.
Come on, Percy roll, Percy roll.
Thankfully,
He's got shitty AC.
I've got shitty AC, so 16.
16 does hit.
Drop it.
All right. So, as you get down to the ground and the echoing explosive shot fired from the bad news slams up as it lifts its morning star in the air. Two of its fingers get blown off of its hand, and the morning star just tumbles onto the ground, nearly crushing one of the guards nearby, who just barely manages to sidestep as it lands on its side, right outside of the Temple of Pelor. Well done.
Next shot, I'm taking a sharpshooter shot. I'm reloading.
Yep, reload with your second attack.
Taking a sharpshooter shot.
All right.
15.
15 hits.
And this is also an aim shot. So sorry, I've spent another grid.
Okay.
I'm so sorry for not saying that. I'll do my damage and then tell you what it was an aim shot to the legs. So that's oh my god, 16, 26, 32 points of damage, and it needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. What's the DC on it?
Oh my god, this is insane. DC equals 8 plus your proficiency modifier plus your dexterity modifier.
Yep.
Proficiency modifier is 4, dexterity modifier is...
So 18.
Yeah, 18.
All right. Ah. It rolled a 16 and has a +4 modifier in Constitution, so it makes the save.
Damn it!
All right.
Sorry, but
That's
not
okay.
sorry.
I still did
Sorry,
a ton
not
of
sorry.
damage.
But yeah, so the blast, typical chunk of its physical form, just splatters against the side of the temple. That ending your turn, now having no hand at its disposal, it kind of glances over with the slow turning head, reaches over and grabs a big piece of the stone rubble that is destroyed from the corner of the temple, picks it up over its head, and lobs it at you across the way. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
That's a hard shot.
That's going to be a 21 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
That hits.
Ooh.
Take 28 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh!
And have to make a strength saving throw.
Just strength saving throw?
Yep.
No, I rolled a 1.
Fuck.
So it slams into you and knocks you off your feet prone from the sheer impact. It actually like kind of rests on part of your arm and you have to work hard to push it off. But that will end its turn.
How much damage did it do to me?
28.
28? Oof.
28 points of bludgeoning damage. That ends its go. Vax, you're up.
I'm watching everything unfold. I see my sister roll up. I hold.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vex.
I say, brother, you remember that giant a few years back?
I remember that giant.
You're up, and I shoot 2 arrows for my 2 attacks. One into his thigh, and then one into his breast, right here.
Okay, go for it. Roll for 2 attacks.
I don't know which ones to go with.
They both hit.
They both get hit. They're both 24s.
Both 24s.
Identical.
Identical.
Both hit. Yeah. Go roll damage for breach.
All right. That's so crazy.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Identical.
Plus 14 is
12 plus 14 is
26?
26.
26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Plus Hunter's Mark for both.
Yeah.
36 on top of that.
33, 37 points of damage.
37 points of damage. Whack! It slams into the knee itself, kind of pushing out the kneecap a little bit from the side of its softened flesh. The other one sticks and just disappears into its torso. You don't even see the impact. It pushes through the flesh and then vanishes into its very, very
Wait,
large.
the whole arrow goes in, or I wanted to leave some of it out?
Okay. We'll say for the piece of impact here, it is okay. Roll a strength check.
I believe in you.
Okay.
This is control over your strength on this one.
21.
21. What'd you roll?
19.
What's your strength?
Oh, that's saving throw. Wait, yeah. Oh, damn it. 17.
17. Because I would say you're -2 strength. I know
Right,
that.
sorry.
It's okay. That's still enough. So gauging, pulling back on what little bit of focus you have as far as restraining. You're good at aim. Restraining is a thing you have a difficulty with, but release the arrow, hitting at a very, very defined mark, shattering part of its rib there in the front, and the arrow still sticking out by about a good 6 inches or so.
Nice.
I start running. Am I within 30 feet? It's hard to tell from here.
You are not.
All right, so I hit one ankle against the other on my boots, and everything slows down around me a little bit, and I double my speed and run towards it.
Hey, did you use your boots of haste
I
at the
don't
end of
know.
last session?
I don't know. What did we fight? I don't know.
It's been a long day. We've had like 3 sessions.
I feel like you used it.
One for the doubt, then I can't do it. All right, I still run at it.
Okay.
And start throwing.
You could use a bonus action to dash. Don't forget, as a rogue.
Yeah.
That's what I did. Yeah. He's surrounded by people, right? Okay. Yes. So I'm going to run up to him, and I'm going to start swinging up the arrows on his chest and get up to his head.
Okay. So you run up, planting a foot on its thigh, leap in the air, grab onto the arrow that Vex left in its chest, kind of whip upward, and while you're in the air towards its face, go ahead and make your attack.
Yeah.
No, okay.
You only get one attack because you used your bonus action to dash.
Yeah, I just thought she'd make me. Never mind. 9 is a 20.
You do have advantage on this if you wish to roll, because you technically have flanked the other guy.
That's a 26.
That hits, definitely.
Okay, yeah, because he's surrounded. So, all right, so I'm up on his shoulders at this point. This 1 plus 7 is 8. Plus 10, 11, 16, that's 20, 21, 23.
23 points of damage?
Yeah, with flame tongue.
Alrighty. So as you leap in the air, you bring the blade slam into the center of its face, like kind of over one of the eyebrows. It slams into the skull, and using your weight, you tear down, dragging the blade across its face. The bone is brittle underneath its flesh, and it actually just hacks part of its face open. The bone and teeth immediately become visible. Its jaw clenches and actually clamps onto your blade as it reaches the bottom of its face. And you catch yourself there for a second. The horrible scent of its rotting flesh hitting your body. You manage to take your foot up, push off, pulling the blade out from under its toothy grasp, and you land on the ground right beside it. Big old jagged gash in the side of its face.
Right.
Cool. That ends your
That's
turn.
it.
All right. Now the rest of the guards are going to go.
Guards.
To hit.
Guards.
Guards, I say, natural 20. These are the resistance members. It's a cock.
I haven't had
Hit. Hit.
Except when I
Another natural 20. Alrighty.
Would you like to borrow my die and see if it does anything?
No, you keep your
I
weighted dash.
think it's just you.
Keep your cheated die all for yourself there.
Well done.
What's this? 21 points of damage for the non-criticals, and the 2 that are.
Although I did just roll 1.
What is he doing? What's
14 points of
happening over
damage.
there?
So all the guards now, seeing this opening and these sudden heroes rush in to attack it, use this opening to grab some that have short swords, some have spears, and they just start jamming it in its size, just beginning to take chunks out of it and basically scraping away its form, its mass that it's keeping itself aloft through this necromantic enchant. It's their turn. Keyleth, you're up.
Okay, so you're on him.
I'm not. I'm right down.
Landed beside him now after he pulled the blade out of his
right
face.
below his undead dinger.
But there's a ton of people surrounding him.
Oh yeah.
Correct.
So light them up.
Okay, I'm gonna kill everybody if I do. If I start bringing down bolts of lightning. So I'm gonna kind of just move up a little bit to where I'm within 30 feet of him.
Okay.
Wherever I can be, kind of maybe over here-ish or something.
About that'll put you just at 30 feet.
Can I see Vax?
Yeah, you can barely see Vax. Vax is hard to see in period, but you can barely see Vax at this point.
Okay.
It's night. He's in black.
So, kind of looking at the giant and realizing that if I bring lightning down, I'll just start electrocuting everybody around. I just kind of meditate for a second and go super calm and start casting heat metal, and I start meditating on Vax's daggers.
Okay.
So your daggers are going to do an extra 2d8 damage.
Ooh.
And he's up against a wall, correct?
He's currently up against the edge of the temple, yes.
Okay, I'm going to use my bonus. I'm running fucking low on spells. Fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do my bonus action to cast Grasping Vine.
Just so you're aware,
Oh shit.
heat metal does 2d8 damage to him for holding on to it. Doesn't do additional damage.
I say we move forward.
Okay, so
You're gonna just
continue what you're doing.
Wait, yeah.
It's done. She cast it. It's gone.
Just letting you know for future reference.
Okay.
So,
It's because it worked that way in Pathfinder. I used to do that with Grog's Axe all the time.
Stupid
All the time.
Pathfinder.
But you also had to touch his
So-
axe in order for it to
so,
happen.
To 5.
No,
so Vax, you
Same
immediately take 2d8 points of fire damage. Just one roll, Keyleth.
Yes, sir.
And you have to make a Constitution saving throw versus her DC, or you drop both your daggers.
Fun, though.
Okay.
It's fun.
70.
Thanks, Sam.
Got
I'm
it.
laughing.
And I'm doing. What am I doing? What am I doing?
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution. This is not going to be
It'll
pretty.
be great. It'll be great.
What's the DC?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
My spell save DC? 18.
That's on.
Both daggers just drop on the ground as they both slam into the mud.
I look over at Keyleth
And I'm like, yeah.
and go, fuck.
Hurt this motherfucker so bad.
Not even
Yeah.
watching. She's just concentrating on it. And then with your bonus action?
Bonus action, I'm gonna wrap him up with a grasping vine and
Okay,
try
so
and
you-
restrain him.
Okay, so you open your eyes and go ahead and go for
And I'm like, man,
That
I'm
was awesome.
such a fucking badass right now. What am I doing?
Okay, so you're going to restrain with the grasping vine.
Yeah, I think he has to save against it.
Yeah, make a dexterity saving throw or be pulled. It doesn't restrain, it just pulls them towards the vine. Since he's already against the wall, you can pull him away or toward.
Nothing you do does what you
Fucking
want it to
fail.
The information's right
do. So
there.
you're pulling him towards
You
you?
can pull him towards the ground, can't you? And then he like goes, ugh.
Yeah, can I pull him towards the center of the earth?
Because of his... Sure.
That's a no.
All right. He fails in the DC. That's a total of 10. We'll say for the time being, he is considered grappled.
Okay. Nice.
You did something.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
Man, I'm so cool right now. Oh, I'm concentrating so hard.
You finish concentrating, you release the grasping vine, it pulls a little hard to the ground, you see its form go... It doesn't look very happy. And you see Vax going... And he's like these little cylinders of steam rising up from the ground where his daggers are currently...
I'm just like, what? Deal with it. It's
in the mud.
gonna be awesome.
That ends your turn. We're back at the top of the round. Percy, you're up.
I'm unpinned and annoyed. I'm shooting him in the face. Get this.
Okay, so
the ground?
you're prone.
Am I prone?
You're prone. The boulder knocked you prone.
Okay, can I use my movement to get up? Are you still?
You can, yeah. You get up, use half your movement.
I get up, shake it off, pull up for another shot, shooting at his face.
Okay, so
Reloading, shooting at his face.
reloading and then shoot.
Bad news or
Bad news. With the same, doing the same thing I was doing before. So that's 8 plus 7, 15 to hit.
15 to hit, that's it.
15 hits. So that's... That's 20 points of damage.
Alrighty.
With and now he's has disadvantage on his attacks for the next round.
Okay, it's just a headshot?
Yeah.
Okay.
And just because I'm feeling like a jerk, I'm burning an action surge. Forget it. Reloading. Oh, I've already
You've already used your action surge for the day.
No, it's a short rest.
Oh, it is short rest. Oh, it's
a short
all
rest.
right. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Right. Go for it.
I checked. I'm being good. That's 11. That hits. I'm out of grit points.
Kill something.
32 points of damage.
All right.
Reload. Fire again. That's also 8. That's also hits.
His AC is 8, by the way.
Good
Just so
God!
you're aware.
Forget it. I'm always.
It's a big, big heaping pile of hit points. 6 hard to hit.
Right. Pile of undead goo.
You've attacked it enough to the point to gather it's pretty easy to hit.
It's a 6.
Yeah, there was like a 12. And I was like,
14, 24. 30 points of damage.
Wow.
And now I'm going to use my bonus action to heal.
Holy crap.
Alrighty, go for it.
Heal myself. I'm using my and that's 17. That's 19 points healed.
Okay. All right. Now the giant pieces of missing of its body looks around and is going to. It reaches down and grabs. Yeah, it's going to use one of its attacks. It's going to reach down and grab the Morning Star. And with the second attack, it's going to swing over towards you, Vax. So just slam into his face with the dagger.
Disadvantage.
Yes.
And he's grappled.
An 11 and a 1. Grapple just prevents movement.
Okay.
But yeah, it goes and swings wide, and you just duck out of the way, dodge off to the side, and it slams and gets stuck in the mud for a second. Horrible sucking sound as it tries to pull it out of the ground with all of its might. That ends its turn. This giant's in a bad place. You're up.
What position is it in?
It's currently like kind of kneeled forward, just pulling its Morning Star out of the mud.
Okay, I go. I reach down and I grab the Scalding Heart daggers again and I lift them up.
Okay.
And lunge and sink into his ribs.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay. So you take 2d8 points of fire damage. You want to roll a heal?
So does he, right? Because that's kind of badass. Where's my fucking 8s?
Always.
7 points of damage.
Okay, I'll say.
Oh, you
Seven.
roll
Oh,
it?
you rolled it.
I think it is 7 or 8. Yeah.
No, so you,
I
do,
rolled
so,
a
so, so,
Yeah,
so you
I
pick the
knocked
daggers,
that off.
kind of feeling through. You take the damage, lifting them up to go in for the attack. Go ahead and roll for the attack.
Okay, the first one hits.
Yeah.
That's a nice. That's a 30. And the second one is
Definitely hits.
17. And he's still surrounded, so the first one is going to sneak attack his ass. 2 plus 3, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17.
All right.
That one, 17 in the second attack. The Flame Tongue gets 7.
7. Okay.
Plus 2d8 for
Alrighty.
fire damage.
Oh, plus 2d8 plus fire damage.
Does he also get the fire damage? 'Cause
Yeah, he has
He
to.
gets
Right?
it,
What's the
Yeah,
other
if
way
I
to
got
do it?
burned, he
That's-
gets
yeah,
burned.
He gets burned.
If I
Yeah.
get burned, he gets burned, right? Did that happen?
I'll allow it. That's not usually how the spell works.
Oh, okay.
But I'll allow it for this
Well,
circumstance.
hold on.
Since you're taking the damage to do the attack, I'll let it happen.
All right, 14.
Okay. Okay. So, as you holding the daggers, the searing pain, you reach up, slash both daggers down into the front of its body, and you drag across. You can see its chest kind of breaks open, and it kind of stumbles backward, the air expiring from its throat. It pushes
damn it.
up then against it, holding on to that shred of undeath that it currently has in its body, not falling to your measly blows. That ends your turn. You want to move at all?
I didn't move. Can I use bonus action at this point?
Oh, you use bonus action for your second attack.
Second attack? Okay.
Yeah, 'cause you're not hasted. All right, go for it, Vex.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot him 2 times through my blazing bowstring, which I still have 1 left of.
Alrighty. So the first strike can be the blazing blowstring.
Yeah.
Okay.
That hits. Second one hits too.
All right.
Okay. Okay. Let's play Simple Straight again. 1d10, okay.
Got a lot of papers in there.
Although I do have a lot of little papers. Okay.
Horizontal stuff.
Plus 7 is 13. 14, 15. Plus fire damage. 21. Plus Hunter's Mark. 22 for the first hit.
Hold on.
Hit it.
How do you want to do this?
Oh, that
Thank
feels
God.
so good.
Saving throw.
As he's bent over,
You're
I
wearing
wanna.
the shirt even.
I know I'm wearing the shirt. As he's bent over, and I just saw my brother attack him with fire. I hit him with fire again, straight through the eyeball that's remaining.
Fuck yeah.
Through the back of his head.
Okay, so as you release the arrow itself, you can feel the warmth kind of licking the side of your face as the arrow heats up and release it. It shoots through the air like a tracer dart. Just the giant, which is currently like reaching back, has a hand palm out like it's going to go ahead and try and palm Vax after the attack. As it reaches up, it just into the back of the eye, and as it sinks inside of its head, there's this dull thud sound, like the fire bursts on the inside of its head. Its other eye just
Awesome.
plumps out and hangs
Fire
from the
licks
side
out
as
from his
fire
eyeball.
darts out from that open socket. Its jaw kind of goes slack, and it just begins to lurch forward towards you and the guy next to it. Both of you guys kind of step back out of the way as it onto the muddy ground in front of you. Everyone kind of takes a breath for a second.
I start sticking my hands in a puddle on the ground.
I run up with Trinket to the guards.
I go up to the to start seeing if I can salvage anything from this giant.
Like my hands.
Do I see Vax on with his hands?
Yes, you see him currently like putting out his hands.
What?
Could you fix these?
Oh!
Fix
Did it
him.
work, though? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it worked. It's good, but they kind of sting a little bit.
Okay. I just put my hands in his hands and cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
I'm gonna use it in my ring. From my
go.
ring. My
Okay.
spell slot ring.
What level?
I'll do level 2.
Level 2. Okay, so 2d8 plus 6.
2, 4, 6, 12.
So you heal 12 hit points.
Heal. I also just kind of hold their hands for a second.
I walk through and bust through their hands
There you go.
to talk to the guards.
Yeah, the guards who currently are just checking to make sure it's dead, they're like stabbing its body as, you know.
Putting the guns away and walking over the guards as well.
Okay. The rest of it, and they're you notice like they look like guards at first glance just because the armor they're wearing is the same type of armor that the guards you've encountered here wear, but they're all underneath the armor wearing, you know, rag farmer's clothing, whatever's available. There's still uniform armor and weapon design to anyone who's worked in
Are any of them in
White
berets?
You don't know because you're not there.
Are they unsullied?
I put my hand on one of their shoulders and say, "You showed great bravery here."
Thank you for coming and helping. I got a little hairy there for a minute. We didn't lose any of our men, thankfully, and that's thanks to you. And he kind of reaches up for a second and wipes this kind of bit of, black blood kind of stuck to its chin from the fight. Kind of. So, what's next?
Now we rest up. You heal and you get ready to attack tomorrow.
All right. What time?
Tomorrow at dawn, we take the castle.
All right.
Yes.
Men.
Spread the word.
Dawn.
Dawn, it is. Sheathes his weapon. The other men kind of stand up, and one of them makes one final stabs into the body of the zombie. Like, yeah, take that. And they begin to walk back towards town. One of them.
Before he runs off, I tell him, tell everyone to look for the sign of Pelor in the sky.
One of them goes, Pelor, right. And they
Darella
look, and
Breast.
3 of them run back to the doorway of the temple, and they all stop for a second and give a little silent prayer to themselves, and then join the rest of their crews. They go walking back towards the city.
What time is it right now?
Right now,
Hopefully
it's hard to
it's
tell.
Wild till dawn.
It's about 2 hours past sunset. So.
Oh, good. We got time.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Just that wall,
I pull out my
let's
flame
keep
tongue
fighting.
dagger and just look in 2 or 3 graves. I don't know if there's anything in there.
You trying
take a
to
look.
grave rob
He's trying
right
to
now?
loot
Rob
right now.
who?
Make an
That's-
investigation.
Yeah,
check.
they're empty, man. Oh, there's a That's
Literally going to steal from my great grandfather.
I'm just looking.
All right.
Glancing about, you notice that the coffins are still there at the bottom.
Yeah.
But they're all open. The lids are off.
Right.
And they're empty entirely. Like whatever body is gone.
Good.
Best you glance about, you see that the most that you can find, most of them are just laid to rest. One of them seemed to be laid to rest with what looks to be like a nice ornamental dagger of some kind that's just left to their side.
Fucking do it.
Be
Do
cursed.
whatever you want. I'm not here.
I give you permission.
Giving me morality
I'm
lessons.
not even here. I'm not even here.
I'm going to check my family grave, the family crypt, very quickly.
There actually is an undercroft in your castle.
Oh, that's
Fucking
right.
boss.
Yeah.
I want to drop down. I'm going to take a look at that. Yeah.
You're gonna go get the dagger,
I'm going to look at it.
that ornamental dagger. I'm
So
sure
you
will
leap
do
you
great
leap down
damage.
No,
into the grave.
Tell me more about that dagger.
And from what you can see from up there, it just looks like a fairly nice dagger. It has a little bit of like gold sheen to it, and looks like there's gems encrusted in it from this distance.
All right, go get it. That looks shiny.
Really?
So you leap down into the grave, drop, your feet hitting against the wooden bottom of the coffin.
Yeah.
Smells musty and like
Right, do I
and
get
it's been
a-
rained in heavily, so it's not as bad as it could be.
Do I get a
Big
feeling
names.
from it?
It looks to be a pretty dagger.
Pretty
You
dagger.
reach it and you pick it up and kind of look at it. It's lightweight. It's ornamental. It's not actually more of a
I want to
functional.
make an Arcana check.
Oh, Jesus.
Ornamental.
I just want to make an Arcana
Go for it,
check.
go for it.
It's a 20.
Natural 20?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
No, 20.
Take a look at it. There doesn't appear to be enough of a rune structure even on this dagger to give it a formal enchant.
I lay it down.
It
and I
looks,
give
it looks
Pat.
ritualistic and ornamental. It's probably worth a pretty penny, but it is not a
I put
common.
it down and I pat it. And
I back up out of the grave.
I get
He doesn't know.
He's a good
Can I
grave
salvage
robber.
anything from the stone giant?
tourist. I'm a tourist.
Go ahead and make a wisdom check. Just roll a d20, add your 6 to it.
Just a wisdom check? 12 total.
12. Looking over the body, this entity, anything that would be functional of a stone giant's body, is far rotted and necrosis has taken hold in a lot of the body parts. Nothing here would be of use in any way, shape, or form. Plus, stone giants don't really have any magical components to their body. They're just larger humanoids.
Sure.
What small trophies you could take from it, sell here and there for a little bit of change, are also rotted and corroded by its undead form. That it wouldn't be worth it.
Their teeth are good for 1d8s though.
This is true. All right, so what's the plan?
We should head west.
Head west, meet up.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys.
I take the little bit of dust tracelessness that we had taken from Grog, and I try to sprinkle it on our tracks as we go and cover up. What was that?
Okay.
Cover up our tracks.
As you pull the dust out of your pouch, you look at it, and it's turned to just a sand.
Ah, shit.
It seems that the dust of tracelessness is effective when only pulled and used directly out of its pouch. If
By
kept
its
remotely,
designated flower girl.
if taken out remotely and left on its own for a while, it becomes magically inert. So.
Well, then I use my ranger skills to try to make it look like our tracks are hidden. 'Cause we...
Okay.
I know the
And the
the
rain
city well
helps,
enough
the rain
to
helps.
take us through a relatively.
Yes, this is one of those few circumstances where Percy is almost more helpful than you are as far as making your way through. The two of you together, very helpful.
There we are.
Yeah, you guys will be making your way through the city,
I'm
making
not an asshole.
westward to meet up with the rest of the party against the wall on the westward side of Whitestone. And with that, we're going to go ahead and take a quick bathroom break for drinks and snacks. So hang tight, guys. We'll be
Yes.
back here in just a minute.
I love you, Pike.
Listen up, nerds! Do you guys like tabletop games? Do you guys like voice actors on Critical Role? Well, have we got a show for you? Tell them about it, Erica.
This week, our special guest is going to be Critical Role's very own Taliesin Jaffe.
Holy shit! It's Taliesin!
I know! Oh my god! And not only that, but there may be a little bit of dress up for you guys this week. And what else do we have this week, Hector?
We're giving away this statue!
Oh my God!
Holy shit! Look at this beautiful Kotobukiya statue of Rogue. Ever heard of her?
Why
She was
are-
from the 90s X-Men show.
Why
Remember
are
like
we
that
giving
show?
this one?
Everybody likes that show.
Why are
Why?
we giving this one?
Because the theme of today's game of this week is Kid Omega and the newer generation of X-Men characters. Kid Omega is a favorite of Taliesin. Versus Jubilee and the 90s. Dun 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 dun. X-Men, baby! Like Rogue! Holy shit!
Hey everybody, really quick announcement. I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the show, which is my bad, but because we are in subscriber only mode, that means when when it's time for us to do our giveaways at every 100, we're going to have to do them on the break or at the end. And since we did reach a 100 during that first half of the show, we are now going to do a giveaway. So I'm going to ask the mods to take it off subscriber only mode for the remainder of the break. I'm going to talk about our giveaway, and then after we get built up, we'll go ahead and do it. So Lucas, let me know for sure when it's gone off subscriber only mode as well. So now would be the time for everybody to be active in chat. We want to make sure it's open to everyone and all. We appreciate all the non-subs who are watching. We don't want you to ever be left out of any of our giveaways. So we'll make sure to only do those in the mids and at the end for all of our goals. But, so you guys know that we have our signed print that we're giving away. We're also giving away these signed Rat Queens books with these. The creator of Rat Queens is a friend of the show, and he got us some signed number 1s and number 2s, some trades here. They're signed personally saying fuck tarts. So, pretty personal, personal message in all of these for everybody. It's a really, really sweet and awesome giveaway. We're going to throw that in with whatever else. We'll probably throw in a shirt and some stuff as well. So, Lucas, has it gone off subscriber mode?
Yeah.
Sweet. Are we built up?
We should probably wait a bit.
All right, we're going to wait a little bit and let the numbers...
Slow mode, so it's like...
Oh, it's in slow mode. It's in slow mode. Gotcha. So we're waiting for some people to be active, guys. Next week we'll be a little bit smoother with this. Like I said, this is an experiment. We're testing it out. So far it's been going really well, but we want to make sure our non-subs still feel included and don't feel like they're being left out of the giveaways. If we reach another 100 by the end of the show, we'll do another giveaway at the end. I believe we're around 75 away right now, or in that area, roughly. 74. I was close. Let me know when that number gets built up, Lucas, and we will do the draw. And thank you everyone in the chat tonight for keeping things wonderful and positive. You guys are great. It's been really wonderful. I would love for us to keep it that way for as long as humanly possible. We good?
Winner is
Relac! Congratulations, you are the winner. We will be messaging you, asking for your address. Everyone, make sure and congratulate them. We will stay off of sub-only mode until we come back for the show. Thank you guys so much for watching. Much appreciated.
I believe that you and I were truly free. Now the truth sinks my feet in waves and sand. And there's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to run from this sleight of hand. Miss Louise keeps her den of alligators. The albino keeps his mermaid's promise ring. The old-time coaster was taken out by the sea. Baby, we are a sweet but complicated thing. Like riding a coaster halfway underwater. It's a force of nature we didn't bargain for. And the truth sinks my feet in waves and sand. Now there's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to run from this sleight of hand. And nighttime rolls thin, turns this house into a hall of mirrors. Nothing is as it appears. And your words have the ring of wooden nickels. Still, you might be careful how many you give away. 'Cause I've been riding the carousel for weeks now. High and low on every word that you paid. Now you kiss me high up on the Ferris wheel. The music stopped, and your silence was a big reveal. And the truth sinks my feet in waves and sand. Now there's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to run from this sleight of hand. We were a Coney Island sideshow.
Welcome back, everyone. So, picking up where we left off, eventually, the longest traveling group will be the one that went all the way to the Zenith, the Temple of Pelor. Eventually, the rain still heavily coming down. You guys keeping warm and out of the way to the far western wall, kind of keeping behind a bush. The rest of the party arrives, the gnomes and Goliath Barbarian waiting for you as you approach.
Taking your pee break now.
So, the rest of you guys gather. What are you doing? What's your plan?
We get into the wall. Should we stay in the tree line?
We need to hide.
How is everyone? Did you defeat your giant?
Totally did.
We did.
It's pretty awesome.
You know who defeated ours? Pike, because she's
Of
the
course she
fucking
did,
bomb.
Pike.
Pike, we've missed you so much.
Pike, come here and give me a hug. I give her a hug. What happens?
Okay. You go and hug her, and it's one of those things where you actually kind of because her form, it feels like you're grabbing almost like a warm, energetic gelatin in a way. Like her form isn't purely physical.
It's just how I remember you. Warm gelatin.
And there is kind of like this kind of hot wind that kind of just wraps around her, and her hair is kind of drifting a little bit. There's something. Her physical form is very strange here.
What? How did you get here, Pike? How did you know?
Well, as you guys know, I've been working at the temple, and it's been very hard work. And I think about you all constantly, and every day I felt a heaviness, and I've had these visions of terrible things, and I felt a disturbance in the force. But today it became too much, and I
Yeah, you'd received a letter from Allura, from Iman, if you recall what that was
I
about.
received a letter. I received a letter from Allura, and I felt that you guys are you guys making a decision or something here in Whitestone?
Well,
Well,
many decisions,
yeah.
but
Lots of decisions.
we have decided to take down this horrible foe, and Percy's been grappling with a lot of decisions as we've gone.
Pike, maybe you can help him.
Yeah, can you actually take a look at him, Pike? I believe it's out of my realm of understanding, but well,
Actually, Percy's just fine.
Yeah.
Maybe she looks at him after the Briar.
Well,
there was a long pause.
That was a very long pause.
That was an awkward.
Percy, how you feeling?
Honestly, if Pike weren't here, I'd say fine, but... how do you think I am, Pike?
Well, most of my heaviness and visions were about you. And I've been sort of in deep prayer and meditation, and I knew you guys were in a very dark place. And I just prayed that Sarah and Ray would send me to you. And so here I am, sort of as an avatar. But I'm here, and I want to help in any way that I can. I just know something's off, and I don't quite know what that is yet.
Her form shimmers for a second, almost like the energy that keeps her corporeal in this location for a moment kind of flickers, and then she is restored to her form. You get the sense that
This isn't gonna last
that she's not actually physically here. This projection, this divine projection, is a channeling of Sarah Ray's power, keeping her here for the moment.
Damn, Sarah Ray is really freaking powerful.
Yeah, I have a feeling she's probably using a lot of energy to do this too. Pike, do you know how much longer you can stay in this form, that you can stay with us?
I don't know. This is the first time that I've ever done this before, so I'm hoping that it will last a long time, at least to see you through.
Oh, us too.
Oh, us too.
Hey, do you want to take Percy's temperature?
Should we find a place to hide first?
Yeah, should we find a...
Let's.
what's
There's
that
a
in
secret
Open, right?
passage. There's a secret entrance to the castle, to the west, in the woods. I think perhaps if we made our way there, we could
Kind of get
camp
inside. Yeah.
camp out. Perhaps
All right, let's make our
it
way.
would
that
be a
way.
roof over our heads if we got there, and we could take care
Percy's
of anyone.
thinking very clearly. He's fine.
Rubbing his eyes a lot.
He's had this weird cough for like a
He's
couple
allergic
days.
to cats or something.
Pike,
It's
as we're
fine.
walking.
I'm not allergic to cats.
Pike, he has a black smoke coming out of his body all the time.
I have lightning coming out of my arse.
Yeah, well, you choose to do that.
Yeah.
Let's make our way to somewhere quiet.
We'll have her look at you there. I kind of do a gust to kind of do like that air umbrella thing
Really terrible
around
one that
all
doesn't
of
work
us.
well?
Yeah, the really terrible
Okay.
one. I'm doing that to kind of help keep us shielded from the rain.
Okay. Are you guys coasting within the city's walls? Are you moving outside of the city's walls?
I think outside.
Yeah, outside.
Okay. So you find your way a little bit southward.
Stealthing.
Stealthing to make your way outside of the city into the forest surrounding the outskirts of Whitestone. Go ahead and make a stealth check, guys. So without the plus 10 bonus because you don't have any more spells.
I don't.
Yeah. Oh. Oh wait. Yeah, I got +2 to stealth.
Wrong?
18.
Ooh, 20.
23.
12.
17.
15 with disadvantage.
Okay.
And Pike?
Pike, what did you roll for stealth?
You
She's
shall
an apparition.
I rolled a 10.
Roll 10?
low in apparition.
10.
Okay.
Clang, clang, clang.
All right. So, as you guys move into the forest, the boughs of the trees do help offset some of the rain, but there is still, some rain making it through, and there is a heavy drip through the parts of the leaves you start pushing through. You make your way out, let's say a good 5 minutes to the west of the city before you start heading northward. Both Percy and Vex taking lead on this, you being the natural stalker, you knowing these lands quite well. As Percy presses along, coughing and keeping his eyes peeled, you press on for about 30 minutes to the north. The rain begins to subside a little bit, and you can hear the occasional kind of sound of these strange kind of growling cat-like noises. You know some of the indigenous creatures of this here.
Do I know what this sound is?
You've heard this before. It's nothing terribly dangerous. They're just natural cat-like creatures that live into the trees, ocelot-like. They're indigenous to this region. That's them communicating, and it's initially offsetting, but you keep pushing forward. I have both of you guys make survival checks.
I don't think I've ever rolled that before.
Come on, city boy.
Oh, advantage.
It's true, and you would have advantage actually because you know this area.
Really? Really? Did that just happen?
She rolled 2 3s in a row.
I gotta retire it. It's so beautiful, and I keep trying it, but it's just.
It's certainly the die and not
it's
you in
been-
any way.
It's just been punishing me. As of
14.
14. Okay. The two of you working together on this, it takes you about an hour or so before you eventually get further enough north and out of the outskirts of Whitestone, where you begin to see the rising platform, the small central forest mesa that the castle Whitestone is built upon. And you can see kind of the heavy cloud cover, what little bit of torchlight is visible from some of the castle interior in the distance. It is just kind of this ominous dark shape outlined against the cloud cover above you.
On that walk, while they're leading the way, I quietly walk alongside Pike and fill her in on everything that I have seen happen with Percival. The smoke coming out of him, the darker turn in his personality, the way that he branded that man, everything that I'm worried about.
cough.
The cough, everything.
Okay.
So that she's filled in on his darker turn.
Okay. Did you get that, Ashley? Okay. So, pressing on, eventually catching the edge of that mountain, that to you is the inclination. You know this area very well, spending most of your time living around this castle. You gesture for the rest of the group to follow you up towards the edge of this this central mountain platform that the castle's upon, eventually coasting along the side. I want you to go ahead and make an investigation check, Percy.
16?
16, okay. Pushing forward, you eventually you spend a good 20 minutes kind of walking back and forth. You're pretty sure that this is where the entrance is. And looking along this area, you make your way up to the northern side of this mountain. No entrance seems to be appearing to you. There's no opening. There's no
This is where it should be, Percy.
doorway. It was a cavern exit that was loosely hidden by a series of bushes that were clustered around it. And it was just a
should be around here.
Can I
almost a crawl space.
Can I start taking a look around and see if I see anything?
Sure.
That would
All of
be
us,
different?
yeah.
We should be very careful. These two are good at using their brain muscles. This would be an ambush.
It's a 26 on perception.
That's way better than mine of 17.
Okay. About 10 minutes of you guys searching as you travel southward among this. Okay. You guys watch along the wall, and nothing seems to be catching your eye. You notice that there's a portion of the mountainside that is looser rock. Everything here is solid, long, eroded through weather and time. There is one section that appears to have more of a crumbly, loose rock that forms the lower portion of the wall.
Big guy, come here.
What?
This is new. These haven't been here long. I'm not very strong. You want to start hucking rocks?
Wait, say that again.
I'm extremely fast and nimble and but I can't lift that much, including door jams. Could you help me move these rocks?
I suppose. I go and I start moving the rocks.
You look very handsome in that beard.
Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Oh, shit.
Never forget. 18.
18, okay. You go over and start pulling the rocks away. It's a lot of the ones at the very surface are, pretty small. And you're just kind of pushing them to the side and rolling off. Eventually you start getting to the base of this area, and you can see now there are a cluster of bushes that have long died and are crushed under these rocks.
Does this look familiar to me?
This would be similar to the placement of where the bushes were that originally obscured the crawl space that led into this tunnel.
I think this might be it.
Well, what happened here?
Did they blow it?
Does it look like a cave-in, like somebody did it on purpose?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I do a nature check to see if this is natural
Sure.
or
Go
man
for it.
done?
Man done.
Cocked.
Man done.
I think that's like a 21.
21?
Yeah, 21.
Inspecting this, the pattern in which it fell was very localized, which leads you to believe that this
was blasted down.
Yeah, this was blasted or was intentionally done to demolish this exit as opposed to a natural fall. At this point in time, you've pulled through a few of the larger rocks, and you roll over it, and you do reveal a small tunnel.
Hey, look, I found a hole.
About 15 minutes of pushing the stuff out of the way before you eventually find it. It's probably a good
Can
10
we-
feet inward, but
Can
it is.
we get in it, or is it still?
It's tight, but you could start moving in there.
Scanlan, squish in there.
Well, we have two gnomes with us, but I'll be the.
She'll light up the hole.
I hope so. I will.
Take your pick.
I will. I will shimmy in. I'll shimmy in just to see what's down there.
Okay. You make your way into this lower tunnel.
We have not rested.
I know, we need to rest.
Pitch dark in there, just like, black as night, no light source. The ground itself is very dry, which is a nice change from the rather wet exterior waiting you outside. It generally just smells musty and seen disuse, and very dark. That's
I
the best.
leaned down and said, does it look like somewhere where we can rest for the night?
Oi! I can't see anything. Get a torch up there or something?
I flip my flame tongue dagger over backwards and hand it to him through this
Okay.
little hole.
So you take the dagger.
This thing feels so cool. It's like a short sword for me.
And with the flickering light along the blade, it lights up the area, and the tunnel widens up to about roughly 8 to 10 feet wide, and just seems to curl forward before disappearing around a gradual edge about 50 feet ahead of you. It's about 6 feet tall, so the taller of you folk are going to have to crouch in, but it's about 6 feet tall, about 8 to 10 feet wide, and that continues to curl deeper in towards the mountain.
All right, no one down here, but I don't know how far this thing goes, and I don't know how well it's guarded. So.
Are there trees around us?
Yeah, no more than maybe 5 feet off of this mountain line. The forest just grows immediately dense.
If they've blasted in the entrance, I have a
I
feeling.
don't think they're expecting
They're
anybody.
not expecting people.
This is taken care of in their minds. I say we squeeze Grog and Trinket in here.
And camp in the tunnel?
Yeah, I'll go ahead a bit and take a quick peeky poo.
You
but
don't
we-
think they'll patrol?
I don't
No.
think they'll patrol this
No.
area. Does it seem like there's cobwebs? I mean, does it seem dusty and disused?
I think this is taken care of.
Yeah,
if you crawl inside to look.
Be inside. Let's all crawl in.
Okay, so you guys all make yourself inside. Glancing about, go ahead and make an investigation.
I go ahead and light up my hands.
I put Max's dagger in my back pocket, so I cover it up with my
Okay.
shirt.
Make a sleight of hand check.
20.
Okay. Yeah, there's no footsteps in here for quite some time.
This
You
has
see-
definitely been disused. I think it's disused.
My
Is that a
memory
good word?
checks are very
Abandoned.
Abandoned is a better word.
As she's saying this, you look over and Scanlan almost looks at you directly and goes like, grabs your wrist and stops it.
I use the other hand and I tweak his nose as hard as I can.
Not in front of Pike.
And I pull it.
Daggers retrieved.
Alright, fine.
Pike, can you take a look at this cough before we take a rest?
Yeah, take a look at him, Pike.
Are we in the tunnel?
You're in the tunnel right
Can I
now.
grab some of the boulders and cover up the way we came in?
Uh,
Or just like a boulder and kind of like move it to the mouth of it, or is it too?
You can move a few. There's no boulders quite large enough to fully close it off because it was a bit. I mean, you can do it. It'll take you a little bit of time, but you can do it.
Yeah, just to kind of cover it up a little.
Okay.
Are there 2 openings? The one that we came in, and then there's like the rest of the tunnel?
The tunnel continues and curves out of sight, about 50 feet in.
But we just kind of blocked up the one we came through.
Oh wait, okay, Liz, can you like make a fucking bush grow in front of this thing?
Or can you like put up a wall to where we don't have to like.
So if
worry?
whoever was going by with those dogs while we were up in the trees the first night we got here comes by and sees a hole in the wall.
Okay.
How many spells do you have left?
It's kind of the question. It depends on if we're going to decide to.
I think we should take a rest.
We have to rest, yes.
I'll think about it.
Hole.
Okay.
Think about it.
Okay.
Could I put
before we
a guardian of faith above us wherever we make our.
Of course you can.
Let's see how long that lasts for.
What?
What?
Yeah, that lasts for 8 hours.
We came to a land of evil without.
Yes,
I
you
can't
can.
believe we came without Pike ever.
Let's figure out if we're going to stay.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Pike, stay with us forever.
Okay.
Or at least through next week.
All right. So as you guys are having this conversation, Pike grabs her holy symbol for a second, closes her eyes and focuses, and the energy around her, that kind of slightly drifting, ethereal, divine energy, seems to shift away from her for a second and coalesce into a looks like a floating, ghostly, armored entity that just kind of apparates in the air beside her. Her form once again becomes whole, and she looks towards it and gives it a nod. And the armored entity just seems to acknowledge with a strange head nod, and then turns towards the inner side of the tunnel and begins just sitting and patrolling a small section of the tunnel on its
Wow.
own.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
I think to myself, oh, that is badass.
I kind of
So,
smack
now,
her on her little
Percy-
gelatin back and say, "Good work, Pike."
So I go over to Percy.
Mm-hmm.
Percy, how are you?
I don't know. I've had a cough, and I'm complicated.
I did a check on him, Pike. His cough doesn't seem to be anything natural or disease related. So it's nothing like a fever. Not a real one, anyway.
Oh boy. Okay. Can I do any extra check on him?
Yep, drop your pads.
You can go ahead and
No.
make, if you want, you can make a medicine check on him.
Getting the radiant digit.
Did you already do a medicine check, or?
Not by you.
You haven't made one.
All right, I'll give it a go.
Come on, Pike.
17.
17? Okay. You take a moment to inspect Percy, looking at his features, kind of checking his pulse, and generally just getting a sense of his life force in general. His eyes are sunken, his jowls are shadowed. From what you recall of Percy, who was always, a seemingly healthy, if on the thin, pale side, individual, doubly more so than you've ever seen him. There is an unrest to his energy, and there is no physical, natural illness or discernible disease, but there is something unsettling about his presence that you never sensed before.
Okay. I mean, is something like lesser restoration, would that do anything in this situation?
What about greater
Try
restoration?
lesser or greater restoration. Might be functional
You
things.
have a
Up
greater
to you.
restoration, Pike. I don't have it on me.
Okay. I can try it. Can I try it?
Yeah, if you want to.
Okay.
So what are you casting? Lesser or greater restoration?
I'll do greater. Do you
Okay.
mind, Percy? Or is
No.
this...
No.
Okay, so as Pike reaches up, you kind of grab his face again and you close your eyes and concentrate. Her hands begin to glow with an extremely bright vibrance, even more so than her kind of gently luminescent form right now. It's almost like there's a blowtorch of radiant energy right around his jaw. The rest of her form almost seems to put so much energy into it that her legs begin to dissipate and vanish, almost like she's putting all of her energy into this moment. The rest of her body kind of fading in towards the grasp. You feel this warmth kind of wash through your entire body, and for a brief moment, for the first time in a number of weeks, there's a moment of serenity to you. Your eyes instinctually close, and for a second, you feel like you're standing next to Pike in a void of darkness. As that warmth hits Pike, you sense something there. You sense a seed of darkness. There's something in him that you can almost reach out and grasp. And in that imaginative space, you thrust your hand out and grab onto it, and it's taut and it's fighting, but you pull and wrest it forth, and as you do, you feel it burn and dissipate. At which point, both of you guys open your eyes and kind of breathe in succession of each other. The energy fades from your hands and your form goes back to its full radiant physicality. You can remove a corruption point from yourself.
Yay!
A corruption point?
Yes.
We got 2.
Okay.
He's still looking a little sickly, but definitely improved.
Do I heal as well, or?
No, you just corruption points.
So does that get rid of one of his weird ailments?
He still coughs.
You'll find out.
I do feel better. I do.
The cough is still there, but there is a.
I watched all of that, and when I saw him lean back into the earthen wall, I quietly back up, and I'm gonna go down the tunnel and just quietly make it like 50 feet and see.
Okay. That's fair.
Pike, that was incredible.
23.
What is a corruption point?
you have no idea what a corruption point is, but you remove some point of corruption in his body.
Man,
Like
can
a-
you do
like a
me
small-
next? Oh, my neck has been hurting for weeks.
Like-
Do that.
Yeah,
How's that feel? How's that feel, big guy?
much better.
Almost like a small seed of sentient
Actually, should
tumor of some
should
kind. You
which
just
which
remove
corruption
from him.
point be random?
What's that?
Should I randomize which corruption point vanishes, or?
Well, it's a compounding thing.
Oh, it's compounding.
Yeah,
so I
they're
just
not
go back to-
specifically.
All right.
So.
How many do you have? Or we can't?
You don't know.
Yeah, that's.
You have no idea.
That's not.
Sorry. I'm asking too many questions.
Yeah. How dare you? No, it's fine. It's fine.
How do you feel, Percy?
I feel better. I feel more like myself.
But
I
he's
do.
still coughing.
Well, I'm still coughing, but I feel much better. Thank
What
you.
did you just do to him, Pike?
I just tried to find out what this is. Is there... This is gonna sound like a very weird question, but does part of you want to hold on to some of this?
It could be. I'm not quite finished yet. We'll see where we are tomorrow.
While this is happening, Vax has vanished ahead into the tunnel on his own. You guys look around and realize that he's just nowhere to be seen.
Fuck him. I'll go to sleep.
Okay. Vax, pushing ahead. Thankfully, even in the darkness, you have a little bit of vision, though limited as it is.
Glowing gnome.
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check. Well, as you turn around the corner, you lose the light source. So.
20.
Okay. You continue around the edge, and the tunnel evens out for a bit, and then goes straight, and then curves again to the left. Following that, it curves again to the right. You can keep going, or you can head back. You've traversed about 60, 70 feet of this tunnel forward.
60 or 70 feet?
Yep.
I'm going to go another 60 or 70
What
feet.
the
Damn it, Vax.
Where the fuck are you?
You keep pushing towards the tunnel and turn to the right. You travel a bit further forward, and as the tunnel makes another sharp right turn, you see all of a sudden where the dirt stops, and there is solid, smooth stonework, a broken portion of what looks like the backside of a wall of some kind. You see nothing beyond it. It looks like there's a piece of stone, something pressed against it, and looks like some other things are stacked, basically covering this entrance.
I would like to just sit down on the ground and close my eyes and listen for a full minute.
All right.
See if I hear anything.
Make a perception check.
21.
21. You take a minute, close your eyes, and just take in all sound audio you can. Stillness. Quiet. Nothing.
Feel pretty good. I quietly walk all the way back. And I walk behind the group and I go, Goosh, look at that.
I swear to Paylor, if you would have gotten us killed.
Oh, where'd you go just now?
I was just like 10 feet around the corner.
He was right here the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm going to take care of a little business outside, and then we'll seal
Excuse
up.
me? What are you doing outside?
I'm going to charge the diplomacy glove.
It's already sealed. Grog already sealed it.
Grog already sealed it?
Yeah, he pulled rocks into it and closed the exit.
I glare at Vax and I lay down to go to sleep.
I suppose we
do it here?
We can't do it in here because it makes too much noise.
This room
Wait,
won't fit my
wait,
storm
does
cloud.
Pike, do you have any sort of cone of silence or anything? Do you have a cone of silence of any sort?
What?
He's gonna make noise.
No, it's
I've
not
got
gonna
this.
work.
I pick
think
up
so.
2 small, roundish, oval-shaped stones on the ground, and I slide them into Grog's nostrils, plugging them up.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Yes.
Grog, make a. No, what's your perception? Your passive perception.
Do I even have that?
Is
Oh,
that
10.
even a thing?
Okay.
Where's passive perception?
It's under all your other attributes.
14.
Okay.
It's not that good.
As you step away, as your nostrils are stopped up now and the airflow is impeded partially to what you're used to, you begin breathing heavily through the mouth in reaction to that.
I wake up to the terrible. What is that? Grog!
And I cough, and the stones shoot out of my nose back at Vax. With a high velocity.
I'm removing 1 hit point from my...
Yeah, no, one beans you in the side of the temple.
Covered in grog bogue.
I'm sleeping.
All right.
And the guardian that Pike conjured is guarding us.
Is there just keeping ever vigil for the next 8 hours?
Chillin'.
So
Let's
who's
fucking
still,
rest.
Who's still awake?
Be careful
I'm going
when
to
you go to sleep. Shit falls in your nose.
You guys taking shifts, or are you leaving it to the guardian?
Leave it to the
The
guardian.
Guardian's got this.
I look at Vax before I go to sleep. And I
Okay.
say, not gonna pull any more Jingamons, are you?
No. No, I'm not.
You sure? She just kind of did that little secret walk around there. We notice when you sneak off. You do know that, right?
Yeah.
No, my rolls are too high. You really don't.
That's true.
But I'm not going anywhere.
Okay. Hey. Was the only one who didn't give you shit for that. Just keep that in mind.
Oh, dude, you can fuck off and get yourself killed.
You're asleep.
I'm gonna go sit down by Percy. And what I'd like to do is watch everybody nod off, and in 20 minutes nudge him awake.
Right.
Hi.
Yes?
I want you to get some sleep, but I want to talk for a minute.
I don't know if I can do both those things, but okay.
That's all right, we can separate them. This thing.
Yes.
What do you really know about it? How do we know that this thing isn't whispering in Silas's ear? What do you really know about this thing?
I don't know anything about this thing, except that this last time was different than the first time. This last time didn't... This last time I felt more like me, and less like I was being drawn somewhere. I wasn't entirely me, but I was more... It's hard to describe. I felt like I had contained it a bit. I feel like maybe I can keep it under check. I don't know.
I want to tell you something. We are almost like family now. And I have seen you do many great things. And you have earned my trust. But if you hurt my sister, if you hurt anyone else in this group inadvertently,
I would expect no less.
Well, all right then.
Vax? I have a sister.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
I'm hoping.
Well, hold on to that.
I shall.
I let our little sleep fart.
Can I borrow just a pinch of your black powder?
No, I'm running really low. No.
Just like a finger dab.
Just... No. Oh, God, yes.
I lick my pinky and I put it in, and I slowly draw a big ball sack on Grog's forehead.
We'll set a hint check.
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to sleep
That's
before
easy.
this happens.
That's 23.
Grog, roll a perception check. Just for the hell of it.
Come on.
18?
Nope.
Heavily blended in with the tattoos, unless those who are aware, there was a strange new series of smeared markings across Grog's face that he may not notice for quite some time.
I did do little hairs on them as well.
Oh,
Little
a
hairs.
detail.
Yes, well, it grows here.
Yeah.
So it grows there. You know.
You don't know.
I don't know. Do I?
Oh.
I don't know.
All right. So, you guys go to sleep?
Feed the chat. He goes to sleep. I'm going to do my duty with Keyleth.
All right.
No, Keyleth went to sleep.
I thought we both stayed up.
Look back over at Keyleth and she's asleep.
All right, I'll watch everybody.
You gonna sleep at all?
I'll stay up for 2 hours.
Okay. You stay up for the 2 hours. Doesn't seem to be much incident whatsoever. There's that gentle little draft coming through from just some of the cracks in the stones that were set up to block the entryway. It was not a perfect hole, of course, just enough to, not arouse suspicion, but there is cold air seeping through. You can hear the rain muffled through in the distance, and there's a little bit of a leak coming through from where the stones were set up to block the entrance. Eventually, sleep comes to you. It is a kind of strange lulling sound, and everyone sleeps relatively comfortably for being in the middle of a stone tunnel. You have dreams again. Dreams, images, flashes of your family hanging from the sun tree. Never happened, but your mind creates the image for you. You see flashes of your sister screaming out to you as the arrows take her in the chest. You see a flash of what looks like a skull face. The skull brings itself to where you focus on one of its ocular sockets, and blood just begins to pour from the socket. Flash to black. The familiar voice once rings out again. Do not forget our deal. Cold morning air comes to you as you all slowly come to consciousness. Uncomfortable kinks in your back. It's not the best place to sleep, but the bare minimum of a long rest is achieved throughout the evening. As you all eventually come to and check and make sure everyone's okay, you awake a little unnerved.
I look around for Pike.
Is she still here?
Pike, as she's waking up, she's still there. Her image, you can see in her sleeping state, is diminished. And when she comes to consciousness, it almost flares up again. Like, her presence here is purely a force of will. And it's that connection is a very tenuous one. I would like everyone to make a Constitution check.
Constitution.
Corruption, man.
No, you're right. I'm gonna go Sparkle Stone.
Meteorite.
Saving throw, yeah.
Natural 20.
Son of a fuck.
Saving throw or just
Natural
saving throw?
1.
Ooh.
My third of the evening.
5.
5.
17.
16.
20.
22.
Alrighty.
You rolled a 1, Keyleth.
Had bad dreams.
Okay, the DC on this is not as high. Everyone but Keyleth passed. Keyleth, as you wake up, there's a general cold sensation within your body, and you feel like there's really no way to keep warm no matter how hard you try and bundle up. You even kind of use a bit of druidcraft to create like a bit of sparkling warm fire that you use to keep your hands set, and the cold doesn't seem
Kind
to
of
go
keep
away.
my hands lightly like a flame and just kind of whip myself.
Okay. Your hands are shaking naturally, and there is just a general chatter to your teeth. You have disadvantage on any dexterity ability checks.
Glad I don't use a bow.
Skill checks. It wouldn't affect attacks. I will say it doesn't really affect initiative per se, but like if you were to try to do anything with delicate handwork, you'd have disadvantage.
Should we, before we get this shit going,
We should.
have a feast? A big fucking feast.
We should have a feast.
That sounds good. Yeah. Yeah.
And while we
still have a
feast-
couple feasts left.
I will say, if we choose to feast, I will not be able to sunbeam.
Well, that is a
Should
problem.
we have feasted last night?
I couldn't. I burned my sunbeam.
Shit.
I couldn't have done it either way.
That was
Sunbeam is
I
pretty
can't help
fucking
in any way.
epic.
I don't know if Pike.
I don't have that.
Have
I don't
access
have
to
that
yours?
ability.
Does she have access to
feast?
6
I
level
don't-
spells?
No.
We haven't leveled Pike up in a while.
Pike's
I
gonna
know.
work.
I don't know what my new. I don't know if I've.
You gain a modicum of experience while you're away from the party, just at a slower rate. So you are at a lower level than the rest of the party. Not by a terrible amount, but you'd be level 11 by now, probably, or pretty
So
close
she
to
would
it.
have a 6 level spell.
Yes, feast.
Does she? It depends on if clerics have it.
Clerics do have access to Hero's Feast.
Let me check.
But that would also mean Pike burning her 6 level spell slot.
Shit.
Correct. Yeah. So you would have 1 6th level spell. If you wanted to, you could prepare that as your prepared 6th level spell for the day. That is your choice, Pike.
We get saves on all wisdom throws, which might come in handy when we're fighting against things that control our minds.
Oh, dang, there's so. I haven't even looked through these yet.
While the fancy people are talking, I walk over to Grog and say, "Big man, you got mud or something on your face. Come here." And I take my hand and I wipe it across his forehead and smear out what I did.
Don't fucking touch me!
Sorry.
All cuddly in the morning and shit. God, get it together.
Sorry.
I lean over to Vex and I go, "How do I look?"
You look lovely, dear.
Damn right. My man.
I have questions for us while Pike is looking up her spells. First question is, how on earth are we supposed to send a signal to the rest of the town when we're in a tunnel?
We can open it up.
From where?
From
Once,
here.
once we're inside the castle, we'll be able to.
I can skywrite again, but I
you can
just
skywrite like right now as soon as we decide to start moving.
I would just need to move the boulders a bit.
Yeah, open the rocks up. People start attacking the castle. We come from the other side, from within.
And is that our plan? We're going to say, rebels go, wait a while, and then attack? Or
Not
we-
even wait a while. We'll go in.
Go in at the
No.
same time.
We throw the signal to the sky and go up this tunnel.
Shouldn't we wait a little?
Wait like 5 minutes to let them rabble up and start
Remember
running.
last time I was supposed to create a diversion.
Yeah,
And
but
we
then
didn't
you
wait.
took down a whole house.
No, I
Well,
know.
we had a
Believe me, I was amazing, but maybe we should incite the rebellion. Wait a half hour, and then go.
Let's
This
see if we
happened
can
really
keep.
fast. I think
5 minutes.
Let's see. Let's see if we can keep
Half hour is over.
civilian casualties to a reasonably small level.
They're
We're the most
super
capable
powerful.
people in this town right now.
Well, that's another question. We are. Does one of us need to go out there and lead the rebels?
No, we're fine.
What do you mean no? They're
they have-
They've got
innocent
Yenin.
citizens.
They've got Yenin. He's awesome. He was a badass
If
player.
he
Wait a
survived
minute,
the
wait
night.
a
If he
minute,
survived the night.
What if they don't take the rebels seriously because we're not with them? Maybe one of us should go.
Maybe Pike should.
I think it's going to take all of us to defeat the Briarwoods.
I think we all need to go together.
Once the Briarwoods are gone, I think a lot of this will get a lot easier.
We could meet in the middle.
I'm just saying, if Pike is fading on us, might be best to send her out to lead the
No,
rebels.
she's not fading on us, you dick. She's coming with us.
Scanlan, we're going to make a leap of faith that Pike can stay.
And if, in the horribly unfortunate scenario where she can't, Pike, can you leave us anything?
A hero's fucking feast.
A potion, a
hero's
spell,
feast is better
a
than any
prayer,
potion.
a symbol, a sigil, anything.
Hero's
Sigil.
sandwich.
Oh, a sigil.
It's a Google.
Said it wrong.
Thank you.
Oh, prepare to be gift, Mercer.
Yeah.
There's some amazing. Right there. Just side note, there's one called Heal that can heal a person's 70 hit points.
True.
Just like that.
Awesome.
So, Hero's Feast,
Crazy.
heal.
Here's
You
what's-
gotta pick one.
Hero's
Hero's
Feast
Feast.
raises all of our hit points higher.
Way to humble brag, Pike.
And it makes
Okay.
us more badass.
Let's do the Hero's Feast then.
All right, so
Eat up.
Eat up
Fuck
and go
yeah,
in.
we're
so
eating.
all right, so mark off your other 1,000 gold chalice that you had purchased beforehand. I think you're out now, aren't you?
Yes, I believe we need to go shopping.
You needed one more. You had one more, I thought.
I
She
did
has
that
one
once.
more. It's you can use right now. She purchased 2 before we left.
I don't think. Pike, you wouldn't happen to have 1,000 gold dollar worth chalice on you, would you?
Only astrally.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I would think probably not. All
Don't
right,
worry about
so
it. Don't worry about it.
you hand over the chalice to Pike. Pike, you take the chalice and you set it down before you. You mark a symbol in the dirt in the center of this tunnel in the shape of a giant rectangular table. You take your holy symbol, remove it from your neck, and thrust it into the ground at the head of the table. With that, dust kicks up as it seemingly out of nowhere, this giant table feast just rises.
Oh my god, is it
out
a
of the ground.
holy feast? Do we all do holy damage now?
No, but it's holy shit, it's delicious.
Holy shit, it's delicious!
It is very good.
Yes.
So you guys,
Best line of the night.
benches around and available. You all sit around it and dig into the most delightful mid-tunnel, cold sub-castle breakfast you've ever had.
Ice cream.
Give me that. Give me that pencil.
So you guys all, for the next 24 hours, have advantage on wisdom saving throws. And I believe it's 2d6, is that what it was? I'm not sure if it is.
2d10 or 2d8?
I'll look it up right here.
Is there an advantage?
2d12. I think it's 2d12.
Hero's Feast. Nope, 2d10.
2d10.
Everyone, roll 2d10 and add that temporary hit points to your HP value. That includes you too, Pike. So just roll 2d10, and that's temporary hit points on top of your regular hit points.
Nice.
Meaning once those go away, they cannot be healed back.
Still not cracking 100. I'm sickly.
Nice.
105. I'll take that.
An advantage on wisdom saving throw.
And we're immune to fear
Yep.
and
Seriously?
poison,
Man, coach.
I think.
Yep, you're immune to poison.
Immune to fear, immune to poison, and immune to what else?
You just get bonus on all wisdom, advantage on all wisdom saving throws.
Okay.
Hero's Feast, motherfucker.
Yeah, I just did it.
Immune to fear, and what was it?
Oh.
Immune to fear and poison.
Poison. Thank
We're
you.
immune to fear.
Oh, it's such a good spell. Very expensive, but damn it, it hasn't been
Worth
clutch.
it.
All right. So
Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of move out some rocks just enough to where I can peek out. Are we ready to go?
I
Go,
guess.
go where? What?
To like do this.
I'm just gonna start this. We can talk
We're going to
as we
start
go.
You gotta go outside first. You gotta go outside
I'm
first.
going outside.
Okay. We
I'm
gotta move
going
a rock.
outside and I'm going to start in the. Is it still rainy?
It is not raining currently. The sky's still cloudy and dark, but
Still cloudy?
Yeah.
Okay, so I take the clouds and I kind of darken them and do a giant Derolo crest that expands over the whole city.
Okay. So with Grog's help, you move some of the rocks out of the way. You get a visual of the sky. You kind of lean out, focus, cast your Skywrite spell. So mark that spell off, and as you coalesce the clouds to be extremely dark and to form the Derolo crest symbol in the sky, as that happens, you begin to see about 2 minutes later, little beacon lights begin to ignite across the city. Lanterns and torches being lit, and it looks like, as it is probably an hour past dawn, that the surviving remainder of the Whitestone Rebellion is rearing itself to attack.
We should have sang One Day More.
Well, we still
night.
can. But
No,
yes,
game
before
on.
before we do this, I love you all, and I wish us all the best of luck today. I especially love Pike, and I'm so happy she's with us for this. But if some of us don't return, I think that the glory of what we're doing today and the justice of what we're doing today has been worth it. And Percy, I hope you get some sort of redemption in all of this.
To the Derolos.
To the Derolos.
To Whitestone.
To Whitestone.
To Vox Machina.
To Vox Machina.
May raise your glass and drink if you'd like, Ashley. Oh, there we go.
She's a Ben and Jerry's pint.
As you guys finish your drink, the hero's feast slowly sinks back into the dirt, leaving the empty tunnel before you. The slight, cold sound of drifting wind through the now freshly barricaded rock exit of this secret passageway begins to reach your ears. What do you wish to do?
Get the fuck ready
Do
to
we want to check
move
the wall?
forward.
How do we get
Yeah, I'm taking point. I want to check out that wall that I sat right in front of.
Let's all go down the tunnel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on
I
everyone.
kind of light up
Very
my
quietly.
hands for light.
Okay.
Very
So,
quietly down the
using the veritable torchlight from Keyleth's burning hands, you guys press down the hallway. Vax taking point. Eventually, you get to the end of the hallway, and it is indeed this tunnel. There's a portion of the stone wall that has been chiseled out. It's not very smooth. It's kind of rough in the way it was constructed, but there is definitely about a foot thick wall that would go to the right and left of you within the dirt that has been chiseled and broken through to reveal this passageway you guys are traversing. Immediately on the other side of this opening, now that you have a better look at it, it looks to be like some sort of stone sculpture or a statue of some kind. You see what looks to be the back. You see what looks to be the backside of some armored soldier, but it's all carved from some sort of marble. At a closer look to Percy, you see it's carved from the white stone that is actually mined in this.
Do I recognize this part of the passage?
You do. This statue is essentially one of the large things used to hide this exit, and is just normally showed out of the way. There are a few other boxes immediately adjacent to it, and from what little bit you can glance past it, it looks like this section is used for storage of some kind, and it's just filled with whatever random crates and whatever needed to be placed down here to keep it out of the way.
Can someone check to make sure it's just a statue?
Can I do like magic arcana check to see?
Sure.
It's magical, magic trap.
I'm going to perception. 20 on perception.
Natural 20.
Oh.
Making up for those fucking ones.
There you go. As you step up and kind of inspect the back of the statue, the stonework is very well done, and there is just a very, very, very faint magical essence to this statue. It's so minuscule, and the only reason you're able to pick it up is you're so fine-tuned to seeking out that presence. It doesn't have any specific form. It doesn't have a specific school of magic applied to it. It just has a general, very, very faint magical aura.
Is it carved out of the rock?
It's carved out of the white stone.
Gotcha. But it's not like magically trapped. It doesn't
Correct.
seem
It
like.
does not appear to have any sort of strong magical presence for
And
a
if we
specific
touch
purpose.
it, we're not gonna like be possessed by
You don't
some-
think so?
I don't think so.
I silently signal everyone. And I slowly stealth around the statue to check out the room.
Okay. It's all pressed against the wall. The widest gap is about that wide. You're gonna have to push or shove things out of the way.
can you-
Like all
can
the
you
crates and stuff are pushed up against it, kind of blocking the whole exit.
Big for you. Do you need maybe something stronger?
I reached out past my sister and pat him on the shoulder.
Yes.
I think you're up.
Where? Up where?
I think you need to move the fucking statue.
Oh.
Quietly.
Oh. And gently start to push the statue out of the way.
Make a strength check.
Oh no! Really?
That's a 1.
Natural 1.
I'm sorry.
Grog cracks his fingers and kind of grins, stepping up, goes to push the statue, and then pop! Something in your lower back just gives, and
Peacock a little more for us, please.
the air escapes your lungs, and it's been a long time since this injury has crept up, but you threw your back out a little.
I slide down and go, I'm so tired of taking all the glory. Why don't you guys...
Trinket tries to like.
Okay. Trinket, who at this point in time, by the way, guys, takes up a large portion of this tunnel.
Yeah, he
kind
wants
of
to get the fuck out of here.
pushes past you guys and turns around and puts his rump against it and starts to just backing up into it. Go ahead and roll a d20.
Please defeat this door.
Fucking doors.
Fix Grog's back.
Doors of white stone.
Doors of fucking Whitestone. Oh god.
Hey, Pike, could I get
Add
one
add
of
2
those?
to the roll.
Can I get one of
Only
those
2?
massages, Pike?
I don't add his full strength. It doesn't fucking matter because I rolled a 3. Doors.
Perpetually defeating 5 passageways and entrances.
Curse you, doors!
Guys, I've got this, guys.
But before we
Oh, no.
Listen, this could potentially be humiliating for all of us, but before we expend any of our arcane abilities, please let us all at least try and fail.
Can we try it?
Before
We all
you
push
take out the
together.
damage.
Let's all
push
push
together.
together.
Push.
As much as we can.
Wait, what? Why are we pushing?
Let's
this
do let's do the
We're gonna
3.
get through it.
Let's do the 1.5 elf push, shall we? You
Us 3?
and me, yeah.
Okay, what's the one and a
I'll
half
I'll
elf?
join.
For sure.
The,
All right. All right.
All right.
I will
So,
push as well.
All the average-shaped people.
I'm
Average
rolling my
yes.
giant foam dice for
all right.
this.
Everyone but Grog can help in this. Grog, you're out
Stay
for
out,
this one.
gnomes.
I'm helping.
He's helping.
I am not helping.
Oh, I rolled a 19.
1, 8.
11.
Wait, this is just a strength check?
Yeah, adding your strength.
Just strength.
1.
21.
12.
Okay, as a good solid try, all the force of you guys combined, there is just a lot of weight pressed up against the statue. The crates on the other side. This storage room is very full, and you find Vox Machina for all of its journeys, battles, victories, and celebratory events, bested by a room of clutter.
I am very impressed with
Pike, did you want to give a shot?
I've got
Keyleth's
this.
biceps
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I turn
Pike?
around, I'm still pushing.
Wait. Pike's gonna do this?
Okay, Pike, go ahead and make a roll a d20, add your strength modifier.
Come on, Pike. Come on.
Doors.
Charge
man.
at it.
This is like the lid of a jar, like everybody's loosened it up and Pike's gonna.
What?
19.
Plus your strength modifier?
I rolled an 18 and my strength modifier is 1.
All right. As you guys all take a moment and have this discussion, Pike just kind of steps forward, her hair kind of drifting a little bit behind her, like it's just buoyant in the air.
Somebody try it. Please try it.
She steps up and centers herself, sets her shield to the side, puts her mace down, closes her eyes, puts her hands on the statue, and just begins to shove and push. As she does, you guys hear.
Seriously?
Well, I could have done
And
that.
the crates begin to push and move out of the way, and she pushes the statue a good 6 feet ahead, pushing some of it out of the way, leaving a little bit of opening and a visual walkway into this basement
Look at that.
area.
Must be nice to have this.
Hi. You saved the day again.
Mrs. Shorthalt, you are amazing.
Whoa, scared.
Well, fine.
I
Trinket gives a.
Pike, will you carry me over the threshold?
Wait. I fist bump Pike, pop my hood up, and then quietly go into the room. Yeah, I'm the best person to do this.
Can I have Trinket step on my lower back, please?
Trinket's
Okay.
really good at that.
Trinket is really good at massages. Trinket begins
Give
going,
a massage.
stepping on you. You hear the.
Good God.
So I'm gonna have you roll stealth check
29 for
with
stealth.
disadvantage.
Disadvantage. So then
because of
that's-
Grog's moaning at the massage.
That's fine. That balances out, and my first roll was a 29 total.
Okay. All right. So you disappear in. It's very dark in here. There's one sconce that appears to be giving a bit of flickering light across the way. As you step out of this chamber into what looks to be two paths that go to the right and the left and then curve and disappear. Right across from you appears to be almost like a central room or space. You can make a little bit of a visual around you, but the best you can see is there are a series of bars, like cells, arranged across some of the walls here. You appear to have stumbled upon the subterranean Whitestone dungeon or prison.
Can you help me understand the makeup of it again? You said two passages, one to the left, one to the right, and a chamber directly ahead between them?
Correct.
I know we got two paths, but he said there's a room as well.
This will be a good perspective for you.
Oh, I just so happen to have the room drawn.
That's where you guys came through.
Yeah.
And you're just, see this path here?
yeah.
Here. And there, you see cells on this side.
Right. Does there look like, is there anything good in the room, the kind of storage room that
You'll
we're
know.
in?
Oh, you're in the storage room?
Yeah.
Make an investigation check.
Yeah, I'd start opening up crates.
Okay.
6. It's not great. 8.
Okay. There's a lot of broken building materials.
18.
18. Okay. Looking around, you see there's work materials. There's pickaxes. There's crowbars. There's things that are used in various tool-based means throughout the uses of a castle. Most of them are for grounds repair, and things like that. Nothing particularly interests you. There are a few crates that have residual white stone in them, but it appears that most of it's been just used or taken elsewhere. And
Like whitestone dust?
like dust and small rocks here and there.
Can I gather some up in a bag?
Sure.
A little pouch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I pick up a few pieces too. Never know.
You seeing both those paths?
So both paths, and there's a room closer to me, right?
Yeah, around the way to your left, you see that's the source of the little bit of sconce torchlight.
All right. Into my little earring. I say, I'm not doing anything fucking crazy. I'm just going to go ahead. This is the only thing I can do. And I move quietly into the close chamber.
Okay, as you're moving forward, you hear behind you the sound of crates shifting, lids moving, because searching through a room of large clutter and crates makes noise. You take a few steps and that happens, and you're like, and you hear echoing from around the corner a voice go, "Hello, is someone there?" It's really crackly, dry voice.
I stop moving entirely, and I just wait.
Hello? Silence.
And can I hear anything besides that? There's nothing else I hear besides that in this room.
From what you can tell, no.
And there's no dim light or anything?
The only dim light is coming from around that corner, from the source of where that sound seemed to come from.
I should be able to see then if there's dim light up to 60 feet.
Right. Nothing immediately in your visual
Nothing
perspective. If
within.
you go all the way to the edge, you can look past the corner if you want.
Okay. I slowly back up.
Okay.
Away from that and creep up the hall and stop at the corner before it turns, and I just lean my head out and I listen.
Okay. Perception check.
27.
Okay. Listening for a second, you hear what sounds like some shifting, like a body shifting over some sort of low crumpling. It sounds almost like grasses or hay or some sort of soft bedding is being shifted a little bit.
Okay.
You hear a clink of metal of some kind. You're not sure quite what the source is, and a couple of other small, like shifting, grinding sounds of metal. It comes to a halt.
Got it. So I tiptoe all the way back to everybody and say, listen, stop doing that.
Oh, give me that.
Stop. There's two passageways up the way. I think we're in some sort of dungeon.
I could
There is a
probably
little old
confirm
man or little old woman
Very
in
much so.
one of them.
This is where you woke up, where Cassandra pulled you out
absolutely the dungeon.
had surmised as much. There's possibly an old person in one, and then sounds of something. So both of the chambers are occupied. I came back here to confer with you instead of going off on my own because it gets me in trouble.
That's all you got.
So much.
Let's go talk
One
to the
time
old-
only.
Let's go talk to the old prisoner.
Thoughtful person you are.
What do you want to do?
I'm sure they're prisoners.
Do you want to talk to the possibly old person?
Shouldn't
the
we
crazy
ask
eyes thing?
Percy
I could. Well, I don't want to cast seeming on myself.
You right now are kind of staring off into space because you recall the last time you were here, you woke up in a cell next to a cell that contained a pile of bodies of previously related members of your family before
I would like to
Cassandra
start making
ushered
my
you.
way in that direction.
Okay. So as you guys have this
The old
conversation,
person?
Percy just starts walking in.
We're going.
Percy, you might want to take
Wait,
out one of those
before we-
contraptions of yours.
Before he goes, I cast Pass Without a Trace on everyone.
Okay. Everyone who wishes to be stealthy can be stealthy.
I'm rolling along with Percy.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm being stealthy.
Okay. Everyone roll stealth.
Another
Me
one?
too. I'm super stealthy.
We'll keep. All right. We'll keep with your consistent roll currently.
15.
Okay. With plus 10.
That's with the
Fucking
plus.
rolls now.
It's 30 this time.
All right.
Be stealthy, Grog.
21.
At least try. Add 10. Because I cast
21.
Pass Without a Trace.
Oh, 40 this time.
Yeah.
Only with her.
Only be like. What'd you get, Grog?
26.
Okay.
Begrudging.
You guys all move as a group forward. Pike, what'd you get? Yeah, roll your stealth, girl. Plus 10 to it.
I got a 3.
Plus 10 is 13.
13, okay.
Could I give a 7 of mine?
You guys push down the left hallway? Or the right one?
Which I'm heading towards whichever
The prisoner.
cell had been mine.
The cell that it would have been yours would be it's kind of on the opposite side of the room from you. Be on the other side. The fastest way would be taking the left path towards the light source.
The left path.
Okay. So you guys head that direction, kind of following Percy
That's not
quietly.
the direction of the voice.
Yes,
It is.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Oh, it is?
Yep. You move towards the light. You guys turn on the corner and look. Not in the cell that you were in, but across the way, because there's like 6 cells, 3 on each side of the hallway facing each other. And on the far cell, on the wall, on the outside wall side of it, you see there's a torch sconce that is lit and kind of just slowly crackling. It's almost like almost each ember period, like it's about to be changed out probably. And inside you see sitting, just squat in the ground in a cell by herself, this woman kind of facing away, back up against the bars. And that's all you can see.
Drawing a blade just in case.
As I approach, I put my finger over my mouth and look at her.
Okay.
Is she looking
Does she
at
see
us?
us?
She's looking away.
She's facing away from you guys. Her back's up against the bars, so she's kind
Oi! Hello! Shh!
of turns her head and looks over, and you see, the first time you see her face, much older woman, probably in her early 70s or so, but 70s living, in a not very 70 years in a hard life. So very, very deep, sunken wrinkles. The skin is very weathered. Her hair is mostly whitish gray with a little bit of, you can see, remaining reds and browns in it. At some point, she might have had a much brighter color hair. Her clothing is pretty ragged. And she leans over and looks to you guys, kind of squinting her eyes in the darkness.
If you want to get out of here, don't speak loudly.
All right. Who is this?
My friends. We're here to help.
She's still kind of looking out into the darkness. She can't see you guys. Really.
Oh.
She just hears your voices.
Who are you?
Who are you? She's being very guarded right now and very spooked.
In the darkness, I hand, stupidly, my flame-tongue dagger to Scanlan again and push him forward with it.
Oh. I hold it up to my face. I grin a big grin to her and I say, "Hello, we're friends. We're here to bust you out of this place. Can you tell us who you are?"
I'm Gloria. Gloria Sin.
Gloria Sin?
How'd you find your way in here?
We are ninjas.
She looks very confused at you.
Are you friend or foe?
We're
Do
friends.
you work with the Briarwoods?
No, we are against the Briarwoods and all they stand for. We're here to save you, the prisoners, the village, everyone we can.
And all of you step forward at this point, or is it just you?
Just him. Just him.
Okay.
Mr. High Charisma.
I am not alone. I have friends with me.
We're here.
Some of whom look quite scary, so don't be alarmed if a bear stands right behind me.
A bear?
It's a good bear. It's the best kind of bear.
He's the cutest.
Who's that?
That's my friend, Vex. Vex, come forward.
As I kind of walk up a little bit behind Scanlan and I insight check her to see what the fuck is going
Okay,
on.
roll insight.
I don't know. They've all been betraying me. Don't you?
Wow, pretty good.
Oh, that's good. That's good. 24.
24. Okay.
Lady Briarwood.
I mean, she's in a cell in a dungeon and looks to be fairly spooked, but also guarded. Just not much to read beyond the fact that she's an old woman in a dungeon.
Why did
No.
I mean, she's definitely like staying guarded in the circumstance, but you're not picking up any sort of strange animosity or.
Why have you been locked up?
And you just all these voices are coming out of the darkness. She's like,
I came up from Drina to ask why the waters are growing brackish. Fish float downstream dead and taste of ash these days. And Delilah laughed and threw me in here, saying I'd fare a better offering than a fisherman. That's the last I know.
Offering.
I've been here
How
for
long
not but a week.
A week. That's it.
I would say it's almost safer for her down here for
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. So here's the thing.
We're great with old people.
There's
They don't take prisoners.
there's a lot of violence that's gonna happen.
We should
soon.
unlock the. We should
No.
unlock this cage.
We should keep her in here.
Yeah, they don't
What are
take.
you talking about?
They don't take prisoners. Why is she fucking dead?
She can run out the tunnel that we came in.
Why don't we go unlock
And
her? We just
hide.
let her book for it.
Wait. If we destroy the Briarwoods, it will be no trouble to come down here and let anyone out who's down here.
What if we don't?
If she's who she says she is, we don't know. We can't trust
Madam,
anyone right now.
good madam, when you were brought into the castle, can you tell us anything about where you were brought? Were you brought before the queen? She's the queen, right?
Yeah, she's a lady.
Were you brought before the lady? And if so, in what room? Where was it? How big was it? How many guards were in there?
They brought me. They brought me into the main grand throne chamber to speak with the lord and lady. They ushered me through the halls, and we waited for about an hour for them to arrive. Apparently they were busy elsewhere. There was a brief discussion. They laughed at me and threw me in here.
You have beautiful eyes. Did those eyes see anything in that grand throne room? Entrances and exits, large windows, anything?
I know all of them.
Oh, yes.
I will say.
Oh, fuck.
They brought me
Never
down.
mind, man. Were there any guards? Many guards, lots of guards.
There were many guards. I'd heard of dark things happening in this castle, but when I was escorted through, I saw things in the courtyard, shambling things that should not be alive. Tens, dozens. I did not feel right at that moment, and then my fate was brought into this terrible cell.
He just kind of looks about.
Has anybody been coming down and feeding you?
Every now and then,
Not on a regular basis.
every day or so, they bring enough to subsist on.
As she's talking, I'm going to just see if there's any sort of arcana or magical incantation on her, or any sort of possession. Is that something I can check for?
Do you have a detect magic spell?
Magic
No,
or
but-
something? I do.
No. But can I just do an arcana check, or is that not?
I mean, what do you?
I don't know.
Arcana is more like inspecting, like a close area to see if there is the nature of an arcane enchantment or something on it. You don't actually like sense it.
All right. Then I do nothing. I sing a little song to her.
What are you doing, Keely?
Nothing.
You
Nothing?
can't detect magic?
I can dispel magic.
Try it.
Try it.
No, because then that's a spell.
It's a spell. It's a third
Fuck,
level spell.
fuck, fuck.
All right,
She's
she's fine.
Oh.
Let's leave her.
Is
I
she?
mean, I can do it. I'm
Why
just
is she
gonna-
not dead?
Well,
Why is
because
she not
might be
dead?
They're going to use her
They're
as an
going to
offering.
feed her to something.
Yeah, they're going to eat her.
Let's feed her to trinket and go.
I have, they're not much, but I have rations and a water skin, and I toss them through the bars of her cell.
She grabs them as soon as they come to the cell and kind of grasps them to herself.
We'll be back.
You're very kind.
Do you know if anyone else is in the dungeon down here with you?
I've not seen or heard anyone else. Occasional wails, soft, mournful moans, and I stay quiet. I stay very still.
Hide in the corner. Stay quiet
please
still.
let
No, you're fucking staying in that cell. If things go bad upstairs, it won't matter if you're in there or not.
If you please.
There are things upstairs that we can't protect you from that we are going to deal with first.
And there are creatures on the road and in the woods, and quite frankly, you're safer right now. If we do what we have come here to do, we will come back for you.
There is war outside right now.
Don't you worry.
If there is war, then that's the time to leave, when there is distraction.
Can you raise a blade? Can you fight?
I can run. I made it up here north, didn't I? I've lived in these
Send us-
lands for quite some time. I know
Send
how
her
to
down the
survive.
tunnel.
As a decoy?
We can come back for her.
Please, please don't,
Don't
leave me.
trust
I don't know what's going on.
This is awful.
Is it? Leave her.
Facts, you're the only one who can pick the lock.
Ma'am,
Put it all on
you
him.
must trust me
It's
when
true.
I say.
We don't have keys. I'm assuming she's locked in there, right?
You can
Let's,
check the
let's,
cell door.
let's leave her. Let's leave her. Ma'am,
Do-
ma'am,
please,
you
please
must,
do not.
You must believe me when you say you are much safer here than above.
Her fate is intertwined with our own. If she leaves, she's a very good chance of being killed. If we go forward and succeed, we come back and she lives. If we go forward and she dies, she's where she is. This is the
Let me
best
take the
place
fate
for
into
her.
my own hands. I don't mean any wrong here, but I have no reason to really trust you either. How can I show my trust? How can I...
You can be quiet.
I can be quiet. Do not leave me here to waste and die.
Won't.
What if you don't succeed? What if you fall in whatever folly you're making your way into this castle for, and I waste away down here myself?
I'm
Please.
just giving you food and water. We'll be back within 24 hours. Come on, we're going. We're going.
Hold on.
Please.
Ma'am, here. I'm giving you a magical whip. It will protect you against anyone who comes down here. Just hold it up, and it will chase away any demons.
You're coming out of the. You're the only one who's out of the light now?
Yeah,
Right?
I'm
He was
right.
the first one on board.
Hmm?
He was the first one.
Right, but no, everyone else is still in the shadow. All his
Yeah.
voice is coming out.
She can kind of see me because I kind of went down towards him.
Okay. She kind of steps a little closer, like to you as you hold the whip out, and she kind of grabs your hand with her left hand and kind of pulls it. And goes,
Please, don't leave me here. I can fare for my own. Just don't leave me here.
I step forward
Oh,
now
shit.
behind Scanlan.
She, like,
Super
and-
fucking intimidating. If things go well upstairs, we'll be back. If when we leave, you make a peep, you won't ever again.
Make an intimidation check.
Damn, Grog.
Triple intimidation.
14.
She shrinks back. She still hasn't taken a look from you, and she just kind of looks at you for a second and sits down, frustrated, in the bottom of the cell, and just kind of.
Then go. Leave me. Useless.
Struck the other side.
Eat that lambus bread.
I take them.
Was it a magical whip or just a piece of rope?
It was some toilet paper.
Struck the other side.
There's
Anything else
guards
you
on
guys
the
gonna
other
do?
side, I think.
No. There's something, I don't know what I couldn't make out what I was hearing. It sounded like hay or grass or something moving, so I don't think.
I think it was the straw on her bottom of her cell, right?
No.
I think someone is sleeping.
That was her passage. There's another passage to presumably another
Oh God.
set of cells. So I will skip along quietly 20 feet ahead of you all.
Okay.
And try to see.
Old people love us.
You
We're the worst.
just get around the corner and go make a perception check.
21.
Okay. Looking about the cells, they all appear to be empty. You do catch a couple of rats skittering through some of the brush. Nothing really is the source of that scraping metal sound.
This is the second room?
This is, you go around the way and there's another set of cells.
Yeah.
Nobody else in the other cells.
This is where I heard something before.
You heard it kind of echoing around the other hallway, so it could be amorphously from the same source that she came from, or near the cells. So.
And my perception. Vex, come up here and look around.
I sneak
I don't
up.
see anything, but I feel like something's here.
Okay.
Can we sense anything?
How long, by the way, how long has this all taken?
Since you left the symbol up there.
The tunnel left the tunnel. Since we've incited the rebellion.
20 minutes.
Jesus. We gotta start cooking, guys.
Pike, is there anything here? Do you sense anything in this room?
No, I feel weird about this old woman.
Yeah, me too.
Alright, so there was dungeon and dungeon, set of cells, but you said...
There is, past her cells, a...
Yay, map!
I'm not getting to see it yet.
Now you've gone through this whole circumstance, you can see now.
Ta-da!
Let's memorize where we're all going to die.
You've come, she's in this cell over here.
Okay.
You've come around here and you can see there are two cells this way, a cell this way, and then these sets of cells.
Which
there
one
is
was
a
the old lady
stairway that curves up
Top
to an
left.
upper
Yeah, which one was
floor
the old
there.
lady in?
She was right.
This one right there.
I think we should let her out.
Wait, did you guys give her something to eat?
Yeah, we gave her food and
I
water.
gave her food and water.
Did she eat it?
She
scrabbled at it.
She brought it to her, but she didn't eat it immediately, no.
That's
Because she's
weird.
not hungry, because she hasn't been
And
there
then we
for a
didn't see her
while.
eat it?
No.
So, do we see anyone else in any of the cells?
No.
At this point, I grab my sister and
You
say,
do-
come
you
on,
go-
we're gonna check the cells, and
As-
we look at every single one now.
Okay, you go through every cell. There's nobody living in them. You do see a few of the cells have long decomposed corpses, piles of bones, mostly picked clean by the rats or whatever creatures live in here. But from your best knowledge of decomposition through your experiences, nothing fresher than like the past year, maybe.
I walk back up to the old woman.
Why did you roll a die?
Not hungry or thirsty, I take it.
I'm gonna go with Grog.
Okay, just.
I was fed up, but this morning I have to make this last.
Keep you well fed here, do they?
No. But if you eat it all at once, you'll have nothing to keep you over to the next time.
Yeah, have a little nibble.
She gives you a strange look.
Have a little nibble.
Takes some of the rations and breaks it off. And...
It's good.
It's not the finest of stone fish, but it'll do.
Cooking with Grog!
Old people love us.
Yeah, we're just the worst to old
Why are you so spiteful, giant man?
Because I don't trust you, old woman.
Can I quietly
Kill her?
prick a little hole into my palm just so I can start bleeding a little bit? Just very tiny.
Can I ask what for?
Oh, that's a great
What?
idea.
Can I ask what for?
That's a great idea.
Are you
I just
just
wanna
bringing?
see if
You
she's-
unfortunately, your form here is incorporeal. There is no blood flow from your current body.
Well,
I
back
just
in
want to see if she's a
Vasselheim there
vampire.
Like in Vasselheim, there is, yes. But she's.
Alright, Grog, maybe?
Grog, do you
What was
get
that,
any
Richard?
ideas watching her do that?
Yeah, I'll fucking bite into the meat of my hand because I see what she's trying to do.
Okay.
Just
She's gonna.
What's wrong with you?
rip a little. Oh no, some nice type AB right here on tap.
She turns her head curiously and looks disgusted and disturbed by this display.
No.
Very confused.
Clean blood. Feel yourself, Tim.
Alright, we're
I know
making,
not which madness is taking you.
we're making asses of ourselves.
Get us out of here.
We're making
Please,
asses of ourselves.
please, I implore you, just open these gates. Let me fare for my own fate.
Yes, the answer to that is no.
I think we should.
We'll be back. I'm going to go creep up the stairs.
You please.
I can't pick a lock. I mean, I can try.
I'm moving towards those stairs. I'm moving towards the
Okay,
stairs.
Vax walks towards the stairs. The rest of you guys.
Doors and old people.
quiet, please.
I'm gonna act like I'm trying to pick the lock
Rogue at
to help
work.
her, but I'm really gonna not try very hard. I'm putting on a show for her.
Okay,
This is a really difficult
Okay.
lock.
As you're going for the lock, she kind of runs up and like helps you with it. And it's like holding it. It's like yes, please, just like that. All right.
And then
You
what?
turn it this way. You
Yeah.
put the.
And
you don't even
I
have
snap
proper
the
tools
thing,
for this.
I snap the thing into the lock. Oh no! I knew I shouldn't.
Foolish girl!
I just don't know what I'm doing. But I will be back with someone who does.
Make a perception check.
Perception.
A perception?
Yep.
Yes.
Shit, because she's gonna turn into something.
Oh, that's really good.
It's good.
Okay. 26.
26. When she went up and grabbed the lock with you, you only, her hands grabbed the lock. You only felt one hand.
Oh my god, it's Ripley! Oh my god, it's Ripley! Sorry.
What? You're not there.
I'm saying that as Marisha, not as Keelan. I'm saying that as a person.
The worst.
I'm sorry.
But anyway.
Wow.
Shush.
You don't know.
anything.
You don't know shit.
We are going to leave it there.
Oh my gosh!
Wait, who's Ripley?
Oh my god.
They mostly come out at night. Mostly.
Ashley, we're gonna have to tell you so much.
Oh my god.
All right.
Try to catch up too.
So now Whitestone Castle has
Oh
been
my God.
infiltrated. The real path to the seeming end is on. We will continue this next week, Thursday.
Wait, we're stopping?
Stopping.
You gotta go to sleep.
Yeah, you have.
Get picked up.
When do yeah, when do you have to be on set, Ashley?
My pickup is at 5 a.m.
Oh my god, Ashley.
So what time is it there right now?
It's 2 a.m. there.
It's almost 2.
Ashley.
Ashley, well,
Take nappies.
see, that's a true friend player right there, guys.
It's just pickups, right?
I know.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Ashley, for joining us. Thank you so much. Really appreciate
Ashley,
it.
we love you.
Love you so much.
Love you guys so much.
We love you, Ashley.
Let us-
Please
let-
come back next week.
Yeah, let us know if you can make next week, please.
Bye.
Bye, darling.
That astral connection hold.
Yeah.
Astral connection hold.
I know. Hopefully.
Have a good night. Good luck.
Bye.
Bye.
And you guys, thank you so much for coming and watching our craziness every week. Once again, blown away by all the generosity of all the critters and Team Human folk from our Critmas last week. That episode will be up tomorrow. And for those who didn't get a chance to see the ridiculous generosity and just the absurdity that is you guys in all of your amazement, check it out. And thank you for giving to charity. Thank you for everything you guys do. And thank you for watching us be silly and with rolling dice every week. So,
And Comic comes out on Wednesday.
yeah.
Oh wow, Wednesday?
This coming up Wednesday.
And your Spotify went up today.
And yeah, go check out all of our playlists.
Rock it out.
There'll be a fun playlist next week.
Fantastic.
Oh, and I'm joining Monday Melee for Team Coco on Monday.
What?
Yeah.
What?
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I forgot to say that at the beginning. But yeah, it should be at like 11 a.m. on Monday, 11:30, something like that.
That's awesome.
Check it out. Awesome.
Check it
Who's
out.
Coco?
Follow her on Twitter. You'll find the
Yeah,
info.
I'll
So.
put something out there.
On the Twitters.
Indeed. Well, guys, we'll see you next week. And is it Thursday yet?
I hope so.